Everyone's favorite part of the week is Thursday because that means it's Thirsty Thursday. Come out to Kelly Automotive Park each Thursday to support your favorite hometown team, the Butler BlueSox, and enjoy our special concession prices, including $1 draft beers and 50-cent pops. Tickets start at just $7 and can be purchased online at butlerbluesox.net and or by phone at 724-256-9994. Let's go Blue Sox.
Sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties here at Kelly Automotive Park, but I think we got them underway, possibly, hopefully. I think we do. I don't know. We'll roll with it, I suppose. It's 2-0 in favor of the Danville Dans at the moment. Waiting on Jaron Steele to come back, working on the technical difficulties. Something's wrong with the audio, but trying to get things going. Ground ball is going to be fielded by Maglione on to second for 1. Won't turn the double play. So they get a fielder's choice there. Jaron's hustling back. I think he's here. All right, so
what happened there?
Fielder's choice to Maglione. So 4-3 on the fielder's choice. Or 4-6, sorry.
4-6,
yeah.
Okay. 2 away?
Yes.
And it's 2-0.
Correct.
Oh, my God. All right. Sorry about that. These things happen, though. Here's a steal attempt, throw down, and it looks like Broussard's going to make it. Good throw by Webb behind the plate, but a good jump by Broussard allows him to take second. We'll give you the lineups in between innings here once this thing comes to an end. We're also joined by a special guest. We have Patrick Ferguson up here. Got the day off, decided to come up and join us for a little while.
Yeah, it's something I want to do for a while. It's a great way to watch a game and kind of just a good way to spend a couple innings on an off day. So thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great to have you in. Called strike here. Lopionic comes in tonight, although he's had a rough first inning here. He has a 1.74 earned run average, 41 strikeouts, 7 walks, and 31 innings pitched. Gets a strike call here to end the inning. A couple of strikeouts, but a couple of runs come across the score as well. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left stranded at second. So we'll go to the bottom half here. Give you the Blue Sox lineup tonight, brought to you by the Butler Armco Credit Union. Leading off will be number 10, the left fielder Tanner Murphy, followed by the DH, number 22, Brady Gulikowski. In the 3 spot is the right fielder, number 8, Calvin Scott. Cleanup hitter tonight, taking first base from Patrick this evening, will be number 19, James Meeker. I think that's the first time he's played there all summer. Third baseman, number 13, Pavin Parks, will bat 5th, followed by the catcher, number 24, Christian Webb. In the 7th spot is number 21, second baseman, Damian Maglione. Shortstop, number 1, Justin Kirkpatrick, will bat 8th, and batting 9th will be the center fielder, number 17, Ben Carew. And they're going to face number 27, pitcher from Danville Dans, Derek Flower, and he has not had much work this summer. In fact, he is just making his second appearance. 1 inning on the summer, 1 hit, 1 run, was not earned, 1 strikeouts, and he took the loss in his only outing. All right, now that that's all out of the way, it's good to have you up here, Pat. I know you got a well-deserved day off. You've been playing a lot this summer. Been here since day 1, so it's been a fun ride watching you guys. 10 games over 500 coming in tonight, and zeroing in on possibly making a postseason here.
Yeah, I mean, that was the goal when we all got here, was try to make a postseason run. We've just been able to put together some good games, play some good baseball, and find ways to win, even when we don't have our best on that given day. And it's been a fun summer. I mean, we can't thank the fans enough for coming out and supporting us every game. I mean, great crowd tonight. Probably going to be a great crowd tomorrow and Sunday when we play West Virginia, because those are 2 big games for our division. And I mean, it's really about the fans. We try to come out and play hard every day, give them something good to watch, and make the city of Butler proud. So we're just trying to take it 1 game at a time.
On the first name, left fielder, number 10, Tanner Murphy.
Speaking of West Virginia, they rained out a doubleheader this afternoon in Beckley against Champion City. Both of the teams are chasing us at the moment. So, unfortunately, they're going to have 2 less games than everybody in the league because they can't make those up. So.
Yeah, I think they have. They were originally scheduled this week to have 2 doubleheaders already, so that really threw them for a loop this week. Just because I think they play them 5 or 7 times, between 5 and 7 times this week.
Yeah. So Tanner Murphy's at the plate. We always talk about his batting stance. He has it like he's just ready. He's got it cocked back, ready to go.
Yeah, there's not too much. There's not too much extra with him. It's really simple, but he just finds ways to get the bat to the ball. He finds a lot of good barrels, and he hits the ball hard consistently. So Murph's a great guy in the leadoff spot. He always finds a way on, always seems to get a barrel.
Takes outside here. 2-1 to count. Defensively for Danville, we got, oh boy. How'd you say that, Kellen?
Skanesny, I think.
Skanesny.
I'm pretty
That's
sure.
good enough
I don't
for
know.
me.
We'll go with it.
Lowe at first, Govern at second, Broussard at third, Cooley's the shortstop, Allman in left, Colarossi in center, and Webb in right. Called strike here, 2-2. Another thing you've done a lot this year, Patrick, is hit the ball over the fence. Run into a few.
Yeah, every now and again.
League leading home run hitter. Ball hit the center field. And underneath it is Colarossi, one away.
Yeah, it's fun hitting in Kelly Automotive Park. Ball tends to fly to right field pretty well, and it even kind of has a jet stream out to left center. So it's a fun place to hit. There's a lot of good parks to hit in the Prospect League. Champion City is a great ballpark to hit, and the ball seems to fly out of there. West Virginia, ball. I mean, if the wind's blowing out, the ball carry a little bit. But West Virginia is a tough park to hit in. Really high walls. It plays really big. Kelly Automotive, though, it seems. I mean, it has in left center field 385 feet to the power alley. It plays pretty well for how big the park actually is, because it's one of the bigger outfields in the Prospect League, considering it's 347 feet down the left field line straight away, which is really tough for left-handed or right-handed hitters.
Definitely a lefty-friendly park, but at the same time, we've seen guys hit the ball out over the right field fence, or the left field fence, I should say, a few times this year. Right-handed hitters, that is. Murphy had one, I know that. Ben Carew almost had one last night. Called strike 1 and 2. Kulikowski has had a few home runs this summer. Last time that budget truck was parked out there, he hit it. Got the fireworks there. That's a hard shot off the glove of Lowe and out into right field, a base hit. Kulikowski ends a long streak. I believe it was 21 coming into tonight in a row that he hadn't had a hit, so that ought to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, when you're struggling like that, you just really want to find a barrel, which is what he did, and good things happen when you find the barrel. So.
Yeah, one out, one on, and now Calvin Scott, who got a day off yesterday. Calvin comes into tonight hitting 270, 6 doubles, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. It's low. Good block, though, by Skanesny or whatever the hell ever you say that.
Skanesny. I almost screwed it up, too.
Well, he's marked for the rest of the night.
Patrick, the one thing I want to ask you, so it's kind of baseball related. All these guys, you yourself as well, you change your walk-ups all the time, and you're like the ringleader, I suppose, of changing everyone's walk-ups. What's the deal with all that?
It kind of just breaks up the monotony of the summer coming to the field every day. It's kind of just a fun thing to do. Like the first guy I caught off guard with that was Webb, because I ran it by a couple of the other guys, and it was just something fun to do, kind of just break it up, have a little bit of fun. I mean, because you see every now and again on like Sports Center the pranks that get pulled on the MLB guys, whether making them dress up, making the rookies dress up on road trips, stuff like that. It's kind of just a way to just break everything up, have a little bit of fun. I ran it by some of the elder statesmen per se on the team. They got a kick out of it, so I just went with it. And I mean,
Beat it.
I think they've got me a couple times, but I mean, it's all in the fun of the game. I mean, it really is. It makes the game fun.
Yeah, especially when you play 60 games in the summer and long bus rides and all that stuff. I'm sure that helps out. Here's James Meeker, 2 outs now, fielder's choice. Good hustle from Calvin Scott to break up a double play, but now there's 2 away. Meeker, a couple homers on the summer, both came in the same game. 5 doubles. Good 4-hitter. He just he always seems to put the ball in play, and that's what you want out of. 3-4 hitter. That's what you want, guys to make good contact, and he's done that several times this summer. In fact, against Champion City last weekend, he put a couple of balls, little weak grounders through the hole on both sides of the infield, and drove in a couple of runs. Time called 0-1. So what have you seen so far from this this Flower guy? His first real action of the year. Runner goes. Calvin Scott will get there. Ball to center field. Scott kind of collided a little bit with Cooley, so he had to stay put. But stolen base. That's his
insurance services could have
26 of the summer.
risk. He took in stealing that base ever.
But have you noticed anything with this guy's delivery so far that maybe is a little bit of a tell or anything like that?
He tends to work away from pretty much everybody. He's doing. He looks like he's primarily fastball changeup to left-hand hitters, fastball slider to righties, and it's kind of just you don't really want to throw changeups to right-handed hitters right on right because if you leave it up, it's usually going to end up in the seats or in a gap somewhere. So he's just doing a good job, just not making mistakes and staying away. And so far through his first inning, he's been effective doing that.
Here's the 0-2. Meeker takes away. Not a bad pitch, though.
Looked like a changeup right there because that didn't have the same velo as his fastball. Some of the early pitches he throws in counts. It ran away a little bit, too. It looks like it dives a little bit off the plate.
Flower goes to...
I think it's Eastern Illinois,
yep.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Native of Mount Zion, Illinois. Foul ball here. They got a lot of guys from big D1 programs. Kansas, Baylor, Arizona, guy who faced last night. Illinois, San Diego, a lot of guys.
Yeah, I think they're one of their high school guys is going to be an incoming freshman in LSU in the fall. So when we went out there the first time playing Danville, they were a tough team. I mean, Danville's a tough place to play. It's an old ballpark. It has a lot of history to it. But yeah, nonetheless, it's a tough place to play. They have a good team. I mean, it's just they really compete. They don't really give away at bats. I mean, you could probably remember the first AB yesterday almost went about 10 pitches with Stobart on the mound, and it's just they don't give away ABs. They usually play pretty solid defense, and they're just all-around good team. So they don't give you much in the way of errors and mistakes, so you really got to beat them.
Meeker strikes out on a high fastball. The end of the inning, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. So we played one. It's 2-0 here at Kelly Automotive Park. Tyler Lowe leads off here in the second. Danville leading 2-0 in front of a sold-out crowd here tonight. Good curveball started off from Josh LaPiana. Gets a strike. Defensively for Butler, Webb's behind the plate. Meeker at first, Maglione at second, Parks at third. Shortstop is Kirkpatrick. Murphy in left, Carew in center, Scott in right. And one thing, Patrick, has kind of been impressive this summer with the Blue Sox is, in my years past, we definitely went around there 1 and 2. We've had a lot of turnover on the roster, and we only got a week left, and knock on wood, but we have really had very few this year. What do you think's been the secret to that, having these guys stick around as long as they have?
I think a couple of the guys are returning players from previous years, so I think they want to be here. They like playing here. I think a lot of it has to do with our coaches, Cody Harold and Josh Forbes. They've done an excellent job with us, just showing up every day, trying to get us working reps, and they're player coaches. They could relate to us because they're not very far out of the game of baseball as a player. And I think the biggest thing is those two guys because they do more than anybody for us. I mean, it's like I said, they show up every day ready to go. They're the first ones here. They're always in the office thinking of different ways to just help guys make adjustments and just mainly win ball games, which knock on wood, we've done so far and hopefully can continue to do.
2-2. Ooh, just a bit outside apparently.
Looks like it backed up around the play a little bit, that slider.
Full count. I'm just glad we have 2 umps tonight. Last night we were running around like crazy trying to find one. Here's a payoff. It's hit the shallow right. Maglione going out. He's not going to get it. That's a Bermuda single. Just falls in between everybody out there. And
Now batting number 22, the catcher.
go down as a screaming line driving the
Second
box
baseman.
score, but just barely got that one over the head of Maglione.
And not trying to do too much there was low. Just cut that swing down, just put it in play. And, with two strikes on it, that's what you're taught to do. And it's a good piece of hitting.
Yeah, now with leadoff man on here is Skanetzi. I'm not going to get that right. It's just not
I have
happening.
faith. You're going to get it right once or twice.
Well, anyway, Mark's at the plate, wearing number 22. Takes this called strike here.
Patrick, you mentioned that, Forbes and Cody Harold, not too far off. I'm sure it's not the same way where you play at college at Kent. It's probably not the same way. You kind of touched on it, but how does that differ with, guys that are more towards your age rather than, a coach that might be a little ways off?
It kind of differs, just not really in the sense of philosophies, but times have changed with baseball. I mean, there's not you kind of see it in the major leagues now. A lot of times people try to outpower teams versus play small ball, and I think that has a lot to do with it. Because we really don't play much small ball here. Some guys will bunt on their own occasionally and show it just to kind of draw infielders in and create better angles. But I think that's the biggest thing is just kind of older mentalities of small ball. Guy gets on, get him over, get him in, that type of deal versus guy gets on, he hit a ball in a gap, scores, and then you got another runner in scoring position.
Now batting number 3.
Unfortunately, another
is Cooley.
not really that hard hit ball that falls in for a single. Lopion not getting hit hard. It's just they're placing the ball perfectly out there. And now runners on the corners, nobody out for Wellis Cooley.
Yeah, he's laps missing barrels out there. He's just not getting lucky. I mean, that ball, Mags almost caught out second base, out in right field, that little flare. And that the last pitch that got hit down the right field line, I mean, it's just in off the handle all the time. He's not getting barreled very hard so far, and he's just not getting lucky.
So that's one thing as a pitcher, you're probably thinking like, I'm not getting lucky right now, but they're not hitting me hard, so I could probably get out of this, at least with minimal damage. I would imagine you feel better about that than giving up gap doubles.
Yeah, for sure.
Look over at first. Last time they tried a double steal. Here's a throw over. Meeker puts the tag down, but Mark gets back safely. Cooley, 9-hitter from McNeese State.
Yeah, there's been some interesting names in the prospect league with some of the teams we've seen. I think one of the guys that was on Danville earlier in the year, his name was Itchy Burns.
Yeah.
And then there's, I'm trying to think who else in the prospect league that I've seen that has a pretty cool name.
Yeah, the guy from Kokomo, Storm
oh, yeah.
Jupe.
And then there's Jet Swetland from Champion City.
Yeah. There's a nice block by Webb. But now it's 3-1.
Lapiana, we've touched on it that he's not getting hit hard, but not really getting the benefit of a lot of calls back there either. He's been around the plate all night, just hasn't really been fortunate enough yet.
He gets a swing through here, 3-2. What's the best name on our team? It's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Look at the roster real quick.
It might be Pavin Parks.
Yeah.
That's probably the best baseball name. If we had to pick one, that's probably who I'd go with.
Runner goes, ball's fouled off into the net. Yeah, that's definitely a unique first name, Pavin.
Yeah.
I think one of the times we went to Champion City, when they would announce him to hit, they would actually call him Paris Parks.
Yeah. West Virginia did that too.
Yeah. Can't remember whether it was West Virginia or Champion City. It was one of those two. I think it may have been both, though.
I know when we were out there last week, they asked us how to say half the names, and then they still got a couple of them wrong.
Yeah, it's
It
understandable.
happens. Throw over to first again. They got to keep their eye on the runners here because they've been off. Danville's a super aggressive team. They played here last 3 summers. They love hitting runs. They love stealing bases. They lead the league in stolen bases by a long shot. Check. Here's another 3-2. Runner goes. Pitch inside, ball 4, bases are loaded. We'll go back to the top of the order in
Now
Colorado.
batting number 21, the center fielder, Chris Colorado.
Yeah, Lapp's done a good job of holding runners out there on the mound. I mean, he has a really good pickoff move. It's fooled me a couple times this year, actually, including the runners. But he has a good pickoff move, so he does a pretty good job holding guys every game.
Yeah, it always seemed like left-handers obviously had the advantage with that. But, yeah, he does a very good job. Stover did a good job last night, I thought, of holding a lot of runners.
Yeah, Stove has a quick move. He did a good job last night keeping the run game to a minimum. Same thing with Ray, throwing those couple guys out last night. That was huge for us. Just came up gunning, made some good throws. So that was huge, especially in the early part of that game because it was a really tight ball game. I think it was 1-0 for 5-6 innings maybe.
Yeah, it was all the way up until the 7th, I believe. We got 2 and then 3 in the 8th on Mags' awesome at bat.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. It was really just a good AB, fouling pitches off, find a barrel at the end there.
Pitch low, 2-1 now to Colorado. He drew a walk and scored a run in his first at bat. This barrel is kind of weird. It's got like a black top.
I actually asked him about it. I think it's called a dream bat, and he said, because it looks kind of from here like he sanded the barrel of his bat.
Yeah.
But that ball's hit into left field. Murph's coming up. They're holding the runner at third.
Yeah.
Ball's cut off by Pavin.
Might as well go station to station there.
Yeah.
With nobody out. But yeah, run comes in to score. It's now 3-0. I beg your pardon. Low comes
Now
in.
batting number 11, second
But yeah, that
baseman,
bat's weird.
James
That's
Hubbard.
Yeah,
I've never seen that. But
He
like
said they sent it to him that way. A lot of times you'll see with ash bats that they'll actually take a blowtorch over the bat, and what it does is it burns the sugar grains or the sugar within the grains of the bat, so it gives it like that flame. It's called flame temper, but it gives it that look like somebody lit it on fire, which is essentially what they did. But it looks like what they did with that bat.
Cardiovascular service.
But yeah, that's something interesting that I've never seen before.
Then we got a guy on deck with a pink bat.
Yeah.
Health grades.
What do you use? You use a BWP?
Yeah, I swing I think it's a 34, 32, 243 BWP. I've mixed a couple of my own bats in there every now and again. But yeah, I usually I try to stick to a 243 just because I like the way the cut on the bat. But the bats we've got this year are awesome. BWP does a great job. I mean, the wood's really hard. I mean, just the grain's really tight, which that's really what makes a wood bat, because you see a lot of bats that get broke. Usually the grains are really far apart. So, I mean, they're pro ink dot bats too, so that shows you how tight the grains actually are, which is nice.
Little check swing. That'll go foul at the first base line by Govern. Singled and scored his first time up. That was really the first time. That last single by Colorado is really the first time they've hit a ball really hard against Wapion this inning. Unfortunately for him, he just hasn't had much luck as far as the first 2 singles, and now he's kind of in a jam here. Pop up. That will make it out of the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Look out. There it is.
I wonder how many foul balls we go through on a given year, because a lot of times, I'd say primarily in the Prospect League, most people are right-handed hitters,
Yeah.
and they tend to shoot them into the construction company behind us. And I mean, I'd say we at least lose between a dozen and 2 dozen balls a game. And over the course of the summer, that'll add up pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, first out of the inning. A couple years ago, it was raining really hard here, and all the rain came down from the middle of the stadium. We couldn't figure out why. We went up on top, and here the entire gutter was filled with baseballs, and it was stuck, so that water couldn't go anywhere, so it just kept falling down. So that'll tell you how many, and they had just cleaned it out like at the beginning of the season. So here's Webb. He struck out his first time up. He takes low here. He got a pretty big swing. He almost took one. Actually, at every other ballpark in the Prospect League, he would have hit a home run last night, but the ball ended in about 400 feet out there, and Mercanja was ready for it.
I think it was out by the Robert Stevens custom jeweler sign. I think that's where Steph was able to catch that ball last night. There was a couple balls hitting the outfield pretty hard just right at people last night for Danville. That's a beautiful thing about baseball. It's beautiful as the opposing team in the sense that they do everything right and we get rewarded. But
it depends on who's hitting them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, last night you said they hit them hard to get out. Tonight they're not hitting them hard and they're finding holes. So that's just the way it goes.
Exactly. It's baseball. It's an interesting game. You get fooled, hit a ball off the end of the bat, break it, and still get a hit. And then you get a barrel and hit it right at somebody, and you're out. So
1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Lapiana. It's low. Good block by Webb. One thing about this place, too, if you do happen to have one squirt by you, there's not much backstop. And so you can almost get away with it. I wonder if, for a pitcher, if that gives you more credence to throw breaking balls, knowing that if one does get by, it might not hurt you.
Yeah, I think there's that comfort level there. Especially, there's always a comfort level pitching at home, but especially at Kelly Automotive, this place has its advantages to it.
Oof. Ooh. Just inside.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably about 12 to 15 feet behind Webb, our backstop. The only place you really get into trouble is if it hits one of those 3 or 4 poles back there.
Yeah.
They're directly behind home plate. But other than that, I mean, it's nice in a sense as a pitcher that it's not very far behind the plate.
Here's the 3-2. A swing and a miss. He chased ball 4. That's a strikeout, and there's 2 away here. Back-to-back Ks for Lapiana.
Big 2 outs there for Lapiana. 2 by the way of the K, and Webb, as he swung, he knew it right away. He chased one. He was obviously frustrated with himself there, and Lapiana might find his way out of this inning with minimal damage. Still got 1 out to go.
It's Monosmith, who had an RBI single his first time up. The thing about Lapiana tonight is he's really had to labor. That's got to be taxing for a pitcher. But a guy with his experience plays, he's weekend starter for Utah. I'm sure he's been in situations like this before. It's just, that's tough mentally for a guy to be out there as long as he's been out there.
Yeah, Lap really grinds it out. He battles out on the mound every pitch.
Ground ball base hit out into right field. 1 runs in. They're going to wave the second run home. Here comes the throw from Calvin Scott. It's up the line, and kind of doing a nosedive into home plate is Cooley. Now they got the runner picked off between third and home, and Parks will just tag out Colarossi to end the inning, but 2 runs do come in to score, and now it is a 5-0 ball game as we go to the bottom of the second.
It's time for each and every one of us to face a very troubling fact. There exists a significant heroin and opioid epidemic in not only Butler County, but elsewhere across the country. I'm Rich Goldinger, the District Attorney of Butler County. This is my backyard and yours too. Together, we can work to eradicate the high-level drug dealers that supply these drugs to those using them. Heroin and opioid abuse does not discriminate. Users come from all economic backgrounds, are male and female,
Ready to go here in the bottom of the second inning. Danville has jumped out to a 5-0 lead. They have 5 hits tonight, Butler with 1. And at the plate will be Pavin Parks against Derek Flower, who allowed a single in the first inning, but stranded a runner at second base.
And Jaron, you just mentioned it off air that that you're confident that the Blue Sox can put up 5 runs, like you said, really have been doing it all year, and just trying to figure out Flower. Really kind of a quick inning for him there. Did have 2 runners to reach base, but nothing really, no damage done really.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. We'll just put it that way.
It's a good take right there by Pavin. We really just got to get him out of his rhythm out there on the mound and just find a way to slow down the tempo, because he gets the ball and gets right back on the mound ready to go every pitch.
Yeah, he's not messing around. And then Pavin, of course, he takes the batting gloves, adjusts them. Now hits the ball foul down the left field line. I have to say, Patrick, I did call one of your home runs this year.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But before the inning, you come up, you were hitting leadoff, so I was like, wow, that's a good chance, because you hit about every home run you hit is a leadoff home run. And so I called it off there, and then when we came back, he said it. I was worried, because I didn't want to jinx you. And then first pitch, ball's over the fence.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of hitting leadoff too much. I mean, you can ask some of the guys on the team. It's not my favorite thing to do, but I tend to be in that situation a lot more than most.
1-2 delivery is a bouncer.
Good take right there. Looked like a changeup.
It's funny you mentioned that, Jaron, because actually, Patrick, the day you broke the Blue Sox record, I was down on the field, and I said to you, "You're going to break it tonight or what?" And you said you jinxed me. Then you hit one. So maybe, Jaron, maybe that's what we got to start doing. I don't know.
Hey, whatever works. I'll take it anyway I can get it. Well, that's a good piece in the gap.
Yeah, absolutely. Out there, that's going to be at least 2. And Colarossi is at the wall, and Parks will stop at second with a stand-up double to lead it off here in the second.
That's a great piece of hitting by Pavin with 2 strikes, just really staying on a pitch away. Flower's been living away the first inning, and it's just a great piece of hitting to get a ball in the gap right there, get a guy on to lead off the inning. See if we can manufacture a run here with Webb up. Ground ball to the right side will get him over, and then put him in a good spot for Mags. With 1 out, possibly. Hit would be even better, obviously, but
7th double of the summer for Pavin Parks. Christian Webb at the plate now. Flower checks second. Here's the pitch. Called strike. Kind of a weird motion for Flower. I don't know. He's just kind of paused there a little bit before he came home. This is. Look out. There he comes, and the ball's fouled out of play by Webb. But he seems to be settling in well. Maybe first start jitters, but doesn't seem to have any.
This is his second game with Danville, right?
Yeah, he pitched 1 inning coming into tonight. He is a senior this year, I believe, so this is it for him.
Good take there on the slider by Webb. 2 strikes.
And not an easy pitch to lay off there by any means. And, Webb knowing he's got to put this ball in play to move Parks up, as you alluded to, Patrick, before the at-bat started.
Yeah, ground ball to second base is a productive out. That one's outside. Because with Pavin's speed, he'll be able to make it to third. They're not going to challenge.
No.
I would hope they wouldn't challenge the third, because then you could end up not getting anybody out.
Yeah, the only ball you really try to go to third on with the guy on second base is the ball to the right of the shortstop or the right of the base runner. Time and play.
They almost picked him off there.
I thought they did.
It was
for
close.
A second there, I thought the glove was right on his hand, but Pavin back in time. That was a smart little daylight play there.
That's a tough call for the guy in the middle of the infield, because he's got to turn around pretty quick. With only 2 umpires here, I do feel bad for them at times. Webb strikes out, high fastball, sets him down 1 away.
Yeah, it's tough for 2 umpires to cover the whole field, especially with a game that moves really quick at this level. And I mean, they do the best they can, obviously, as does everybody. But it's really hard to cover everything with just a 2-man crew.
Here's Mags, who had the at-bat of the game last night. He fouled off at least 6 or 7 pitches before he roped one up the middle that got by Colarossi out in center and allowed everybody to come home to score and really break the game open.
We keep talking about it, Jaron, that Mags, he's on fire. I mean, Really, he's been hitting the ball extremely well over the last couple days.
Parks takes off for third, throw down, and he's there. He almost came off the bag, but he able to keep his hand on there and stolen base.
That was a great pitch to run on, too, by Pavin on 0-0 slider. And Flower wasn't from the slide step there. He was from the full motion. So that was a great pitch to run on. Everything seemed to work out there.
Also, you almost always want to run it when a right-handed batter's in the box.
Yep.
To third base.
100%. Makes the throw a lot tougher for the catcher.
Here's the 0-1. Mags takes a good pitch for a strike. That looked like it may have been a curveball or some sort of breaking pitch. It's hard to tell up here in this angle.
Yeah, it is a tough angle.
I love Champion City. We were right behind home plate. We got to see all the movement. Curlis, that guy had a lot of movement on his pitches, but at the same time, Pavin did too.
Yeah. That seems to be, there's a lot of guys in the prospect league that have a lot of run and tail on their balls, and in most cases, that's a lot harder to hit than guys that are straight with velo. So.
Has this been a pretty good experience for you?
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's just great to be able to come out and play every day, for the most part. And I mean, it's just really, it's a great group of guys, good competition. You see pretty good pitching, pretty much every day. So it's been a great experience, especially being able to play in Butler, which isn't too far from my home.
1-2, ball hit to shallow center.
That might be deep.
So yeah, Kolarowski's circling under it, makes the catch. Pavin's going to tag. Here's the throw, and it will not be in time. Park scores on a sac fly, and it's now 5-1. So they cut into the lead a little bit here. Good piece of hitting with 2 strikes. Get that ball out of the center field, get the run in.
Yeah, no doubt. And Maglione knowing full well, he's got to get a ball in play really to score Pavin. Pavin obviously with great speed. Just had to put that ball either to the right side or get it into the outfield, and Damian does that and gets a run on the board here.
Kirkpatrick, the new guy, is going to line one to left. That's going to get down.
It's gonna go to the wall.
Yeah, it is. It's going to roll all the way to the zippy sign. Kirkpatrick's around first, and he'll be in at second with a 2-out double. And now Ben Carew, probably the hottest hitter on the team, is going to be coming up here with an opportunity to cut into the lead even more. How about the other night? I wasn't down there, but I imagine when he hit that home run down in Beckley, that was something else after they'd come back to tie the game at 5.
Yeah, I think I was on base for that. I mean, it was just really, it was huge. And then Jamie and Wyatt did a good job of closing that game down. Nick Bucci started that game, did a good job keeping us in the game the entire time. West Virginia is a really tough place to play, and I mean, it was just, that was huge for Ben to get that ball out of there. He just put a good swing on it, and the ball carried really well into left center. That's, like I said before, that's a really big park.
Yeah, it's a weird park. I've been down there once. The turf's weird, too. It'll take weird bounces on you.
Yeah, it's really hoppy. The ball tends to skip and jump on that turf more than most.
Ooh, that looked low, but it's called a strike. I'm sure that you've felt that a couple times this summer when you've been up there.
Yeah, there's Eddie Gonzalez from West Virginia tends to hit balls at me 2 to 3 times a game. So I've seen my fair share of balls hit at me down there.
Carew swings and misses. He's your teammate at Kent State. This has got to be good for him after going full season as a red shirt. And you can tell a lot of times when the red shirts come in, they tend to have a rough time with the bat early on just because they haven't seen live pitching. By the end of the summer, he's right up there with anybody on this team right now as far as seeing the ball well and hitting the ball well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's always a huge adjustment coming from school where you're pretty much swinging metal every day, and then they put wood in your hands against guys with some velo. So there's that adjustment that has to be made. And
that's going to hang up out there. Good piece of hitting, but Allman's there for the final out. And let's see, we got 1 run in on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. So the Blue Sox do get 1. It's 5-1 as we go to the 3rd.
Thirsty Thursday. Come out to Kelly Automotive Park each Thursday to support your favorite hometown team, the Butler BlueSox, and enjoy our special concession prices, including $1 draft beers and 50-cent pops. Tickets start at just $7 and can be purchased online at butlerbluesox.net and or by phone at 724-256-9994. Let's go Blue Sox.
for the Danville Ladies.
Back with you here at Kelly Automotive Park. Jared Steele joined by Patrick Ferguson and Kellen Gursky here for tonight's ball game. Blue Sox down 5-1. Josh LaPiana out there will face Broussard here to begin the inning. And he'll miss a little bit inside. Josh, of course, played here 2 summers ago. Then last year was the Friday night, or maybe Saturday starter for Utah, and ended up injuring himself right at the end of the year before he was going to come here. He was going to play here last summer, but he had shut down for the summer. So we're happy to have him back.
Yeah, that's one thing you.
Oh, boy.
Seems every time I talk,
Yeah.
find
Yeah,
a way to get a hit.
They're slapping it the other way, and that's another one, a single for Broussard.
Seems like most college summer leagues, typically the Friday, Saturday, Sunday guys will only go and pitch, have a few starts, just get some extra work to finish up the summer, and then their coaches just shut them down to kind of protect their arm, so they're ready for fall ball, just getting back in the swing of things. So, yeah, I think Lap started his college career at Akron, and then transferred to Utah when they cut their program. Because I believe Lapp and James Meeker were former teammates at the University of Akron. 2 guys on our Kent team, Dom Euro and Mason Mamarillo, were teammates with those guys at Akron.
That was a shame. They had such a nice stadium there, too, with the rubber ducks.
Yeah, I think every time Kent State would play Akron, it would be at the Akron Rubber Duck Stadium. They'd actually sell it out. So it was unfortunate that happened.
Ball popped up on the infield here. Kirkpatrick 2 steps out into the outfield grass, makes the catch for the first out. Yeah, that's a shame. Now Buffalo is another MAC school that cut their baseball program. So hopefully you guys are able to find a couple of teams to come in there in the next couple of years.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think we still have – I think there's still 11 baseball teams in the MAC.
Yeah.
I mean, two of the guys on the Blue Sox were big rivals with at Ball State, Justin Kirkpatrick and Eric Bolton. So there's we chirp at each other a little bit every now and again, but it always makes it interesting.
Runner goes, throw down, hit him, and it'll be a stolen base for Broussard. They just love to steal. They're
do.
Going crazy out there. They bit them last night, but tonight they seem to be having much better reads. Yeah, Bolton, he's a character. When we rode the bus with you guys out there, that's the first time I talked to him, and boy, he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he doesn't strike you as that big of a character. I mean, he keeps it light, which is good. But I mean, it's just he is a character. I mean, everybody on the team loves him, so I mean that's the main thing. But he keeps it light, he keeps it interesting, and he's always trying to mess with somebody.
0-2 count here. Here's the pitch. It's high.
Yeah. Quick story, though. He actually tried to give himself a haircut before one of the games, and didn't work out too well. I mean, he seems to like it, but he gets a lot of jokes cracked about him because of it.
He's like reverse balding. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Here's a ground ball. Diving stop by Kirkpatrick. He'll throw to first, but it won't get him, but he'll save probably a run there at least first and third with 1 out.
It's a great play to keep the ball on the turf, keep the double play in line with 1 out. I mean, not much you could do on that throw, just kind of the way it turned him to make the throw. It didn't have much room to make anything on it. So it was a good job by Meek, though, to keep the ball in front of him, to keep the guy at second base. So Meek has a good arm. So there's a guy on second with a ground ball to shortstop. They try to test him. Meek has a really good shot at throwing a guy out on third. But, yeah, back to Bolton's haircut. People don't really see it when he's catching because it kind of just looks like he just buzz cut the sides. But if you see him take his helmet off, it's hard to miss.
It's so funny. He does. It looks like he's losing all his hair on the bottom part first.
Yeah.
I want to know here to the catcher, Mark, long last name. Danville comes into tonight 26-26, just like we're in a playoff race. They're pretty much the same way. They're a game and a half behind Terre Haute for the second spot. Foul ball here. Terre Haute's playing Lafayette tonight. Scoreless in the top of the third out there.
It's a big game in the West Division, isn't it? I think those guys are the top two, trying to fight for home field advantage.
And Lafayette just took a 1-0 lead, so Chillicothe 2-0 against Kokomo in the top of the third. Battle of the 2 guys in the teams in the bottom of the East Division. And then, of course, we said earlier, Champion City and West Virginia rain out tonight. Runners go. Throw down. They got him. Oh, no! Get out of here. He's tagged him out. Oh, that's rough. A double steal there.
Great throw by Webb. Good tag by Pavin. Back to what you said about the two umpires. It's tough. It's quick. It moves quick.
It does, but I thought that wasn't really that close.
Yeah, Pavin. That was a good swipe tag, too. And that sometimes, it can fool an umpire. You swipe tag like that real quick, you might think that he maybe missed him or something like that. But, yeah, that one looked like it was a done deal.
Well, now they get a run out of it. Is a chopper to second. The only play is to first. RBI, ground out by Skanetzi will make it now 6-1. They get that run right back. That's a shame.
Really is. They just find a way to manufacture runs. Like you said before, they're not really – only a couple guys have legitimately barreled a ball, and he's making good pitches. He's not making huge mistakes out there on the mound. They're just finding ways balls are falling in and just getting really unlucky on the mound, which that's baseball. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, there's a line shot past Pavin Parks. That'll make it 7-1. It's coming in to score is Low. RBI single for Cooley. And they just keep pouring it on here. That was one of the harder hit balls by Dan. Tough play for Parks at the hot corner. He gave it a good effort, but it just went by him. I don't even know if he would have had to play anyways.
I don't know. He might have. That ball was hit so hard. If he didn't catch it on a line, he might have had a chance on a one-hop, just being that ball was hit so hard. I think Pavin might have had a chance there, but just out of his reach.
Well, now it's back to the top of the order. Third time in 3 innings that Colorasi's got the bat. And he's 1 for 1. RBI, single, and a run scored. Also a stolen base. Throw over. Lapiana checking on Cooley. I would imagine the way things are going tonight, he will be on the move here shortly.
Most likely here.
You said it, Jaron. They're one of the most aggressive teams in the Prospect League, and they're definitely showing that off tonight.
I feel like Butler's pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
I think we do a good job of swiping bases when the opportunity presents itself. These guys are like they're on fast forward. Pitch inside 2-1 now. West Virginia is also an aggressive team. I would say that Champion City is not as aggressive on the bases, and Kokomo was not as aggressive.
There's a couple guys on West Virginia and Champion City that tend to be aggressive on the bases, trying to take the extra base.
Oh, that's a roped fair. He called that a foul ball?
Yeah, I think it was foul, actually.
Oh, that was close.
I think it hopped right on the other side of the line. I don't know. That was so quick.
We'll take it.
Yeah. Pavin Parks was all over it. I don't know. He put his hands up right away trying to goat the umpire into calling it foul, and he did. I don't know. And then on the flip side, the third base coach pointing for fair ball. So
yeah, Eric Cole. He's not disputing it. So I guess they're not gonna.
Yeah, him and Pavin are laughing about it over there. So I think he knows.
It's easy to laugh about it when you're up by 6.
That's true too. Yeah.
If it was a 1-run ball game in the ninth, he might not be as jovial.
Or if you're down by 6.
Yeah.
It's not the same case there. And a good pitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa, he went around. Yeah, he did. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. All right, so there's a strikeout to end the inning. 2 runs come across, and now Danville's up 7-1 as we go to the bottom of the third.
There's a base hit. So hey, I'm one for two. I guess the new walk-up song's 1 for 2 tonight, so that's exciting.
Oh,
I don't
geez.
think they played Ben's. I think it was the same
Yeah,
song
I
he's used
agree.
the whole year.
Yeah. But for whatever reason, I don't know, Cody put me in charge of Tanner's walk-up, so I did what I could. Chameleonaire, slow, loud, and banging.
Well, here's Golikowski. He singled last time up. Put some hits together here.
Yeah, gonna have to put some together. And Gulikowski singled his last time up after his 0 for 21 slump. So looking to, get things rolling again.
This is a spot we really haven't found ourselves in too much this year, down by a lot early. In fact, one time it happened in Lafayette, and we came all the way back to tie it before they ended up winning. It was like 8-0 at one point.
I believe so, yeah. I think that was really early in the season.
It was week 2, I think.
Yeah.
Called strike. Gulikowski goes to NC State. He redshirted this year, but he's definitely got the power. I got to see him hit the home run for Chartiers Valley last year down at Washington Wild Thing Stadium. Runner goes. Here's the throw. Murphy is in with a stolen base.
That's a good take by Brady on that backdoor curveball because Murph had a good jump, and it's just a really good pitch to run on. Flower with the full motion gave Murph a little bit of extra time to get in there. Good throw, though, by the catcher. We'll just go with Mark. So
yeah,
I'd probably butcher his name.
Well, you're not the only one.
I'll do it. Skinesny. There it is. Skinesny. Okay. I think. I don't know for sure, but.
Try to say that 5 times fast.
No, I'd rather not.
Can't say it one time.
Yeah, me either.
Gulikowski takes the ball 2-2 for 22. You've what, Central Catholic?
Yes, sir. Class of 2016.
Gulikowski strikes out for the first out. A lot of local guys. Meeker went down North Allegheny. Gulikowski, Char Valley.
Now batting number 8, right fielder
Butler
Calvin
guys.
Scott.
Gross and Henderson and
Doherty was
Doherty.
a knock guy?
He was Butler.
Butler.
Stobert, Knock.
Yeah.
Lapiana went to Char Valley.
Yeah. I think it's one nice thing for the Western PA guys is that there's a summer league team here in Butler. Because, I mean, it's for some guys a little bit of a stretch, but, I mean, it's remotely pretty close to a lot of guys, which makes us want to play here because family gets to see you play because you don't see your family very much when you're at school just with the time commitment to baseball and academics.
And it shows off the good talent that we have locally. Baseball's really grown. I mean, we've got 3 first-round – there's a pitch low. 3 first-round picks in the last 3 years. Happ went to Mount Lebo.
Yep.
Last year was Kirilov from Plum. And then this year we had McKay from Blackhawk.
Yep. I was fortunate enough to play with 2 out of those 3 guys on the Allegheny Pirates, Alex Kirilov and Brendan McKay, and just 2 terrific ball players, 2 people I couldn't think that deserve it more for all the hard work they've put in over the years, and just 2 tremendous people off the field.
Yeah, I got to talk to both of them too, and they're good. They're good kids. There's a pitch. It's called a strike to Calvin Scott. Scott reached on a fielder's choice in the first, and also had a stolen base. 7 runs on 9 hits for Danville. 1 run on 4 hits for the Blue Sox. Butler comes in tonight 3-0 against Danville. Oh, well, nobody was there, but Murphy was kind of slipping around out there.
I think Murphy was looking to steal third. He did that last night, Jaron. He did it.
That's right.
And no one was paying attention. I mean, he took off, and the pitcher just stood there with the ball in his hand.
1-1. Scott takes outside. Calvin rarely has an at-bat where he swings at a pitch out of the zone. He's got really good strike zone knowledge, and he just flat-out good hitter. You can tell he's a seasoned guy being 3 years of college.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a maturity level at the plate with a lot of plate discipline. I mean, occasionally a pitch here or there won't go your way, but that's how baseball is. But I mean, he does a good job of staying in the zone. Really good job. And that just, like I said, that's just the experience and the maturity.
Check of the runner at second. Here's the 2-1. And hard hit grounder up the middle. That's through. Murphy's around third, and he will score. It's now 7-2 on an RBI single by Calvin Scott.
And that was an RBI single by number 8, Calvin
It almost
Scott.
looked like Calvin inside out swung that. It just had a different kind of
And the Butler BlueSox
sound to it, but hey, nonetheless, gets through the middle, gets another run. See if Butler can tack a couple together here, get things rolling a little bit more.
It was just a good piece of hitting, keep your hands inside the ball, just muscle it through because he got up the handle a little bit, but I mean, it just shows you how strong he is to be able to shoot that ball up the middle. He always talks about his top hand, just making sure it stays through the zone, and there's just a prime example right there.
Calvin drives in his 17th run, 20th run of the summer. James Meeker at the plate, took a ball. What do you think of these Danville road unis with all gray?
You know, I like it. It's a little bit interesting. I mean, the jerseys don't match the pants, but the jerseys are a little bit just completely different color gray. I mean, I like it. It's different. I think thinking back on some of the road trips we went on, when we played in Kokomo, they did a Harry Potter night, and then they did Christmas in July, and it was about 95 degrees on the turf, and there's people walking around in Santa hats and knee-high socks looking like elves. And there's somebody in a Santa suit, and I'm dying in a baseball uniform, and somebody's dressed up like Santa. So, I mean, I think Kokomo's Harry Potter ones, it was like the shirt off the back night where they raffled them off. The Harry Potter unis were kind of cool. The Christmas ones were pretty cool. I mean, it spiced it up a little bit.
That's a tough one there. 2-1 count.
A little bit of a delayed call, too.
And Meeker's still in the driver's seat, though, obviously. 2-1 count. Still good hitting count, you know. And Meeker could put a ball in a gap, get on base. You know, who knows what can happen here. He's seen
Good hit and run count here.
Definitely.
A little change up.
Yeah.
Swung over top of it a little bit.
Now 2-2, that's also not a bad hit and run count.
I think that's the biggest difference between high school baseball and college baseball is the ability for right-handed pitchers to throw change-ups to left-handed hitters. Because when you can sit fastball or breaking ball, it makes your life a lot easier. But when guys have above-average change-ups, it makes hitting a lot tougher. And he just doubled up on the change-up right there, try to get him to swing over top of it again. It was a good job by Meek on just laying off that pitch, be able to recognize the spin a little bit.
Yeah, full count now. Let's see if Calvin Scott runs here. There's only one out, but I can see him in motion.
Every time he gets on, he's looking to steal a bag.
Well, they might have had an idea there. Yeah, ball gets away.
Down the corner.
Could be it.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Didn't go too far away. Couldn't really see it over there.
Might have hit that wall.
We'll take the extra base, though.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
We've seen that many times. You know, that ball gets past the first base and gets down in the corner over there. And ends up being 2 bases. Sometimes you might even have a chance to score.
Oh, absolutely. It's a long run. I even remember that the sac fly hit. I got jammed and hit it back behind the turtle cover for BP.
There's a chopper to second. That'll move the runner over. Throw by Govern in time, 2 away.
Yeah, I had a 100-foot sac fly this year. That was a new one.
Yeah. This is the only place in the country that would happen. I remember a few years ago, a guy caught a ball over on the first base side, first baseman threw it over GA, and it landed down at the plate. Of course, the runner scored, but I couldn't believe that he actually threw it home.
When you're in that situation, there's really not much else you can do. Either A, you throw it over top, B, you let them kind of just go home, or you kind of run around. Run around the cover, I guess.
I guess C would be just to drop it and call it a strike.
That's true, too. Just let it go foul. That's always an option.
So that's one thing you got to take into account being a corner guy. Sometimes, I always give chase to balls to kind of get in the corner, but you really got to think about it with a guy on third if it's worth catching it. I mean, it all depends on the situation, of course, but if it's a tight ball game, it's just better to let it fall. Just take the foul ball.
1-0 count on Pavin Parks. Here's the pitch. Parks takes outside, Now, I got to ask you, who's the toughest guy that you faced this summer?
Toughest guy I've faced this summer. The right-handed pitcher from Kokomo was good.
Freeman?
He could throw 3 pitches for strikes. Champion City's pitching staff's really tough, just as a whole.
Ball hit the second. Governs got it, and the throw over will be in time to end the inning. Blue Sox do get a run here on 2 hits, no error, or 1 error, and leave a man on base. Patrick, thanks for coming out here and doing this.
Absolutely.
And good luck the rest of the summer.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And this break is brought to you by Novacare.
All right, back here. We switched out one guest for another. We got Spencer Kale on the air.
Hey, how we doing, guys? Good to be here.
7-2 the score. Lapiana on the hill. Here's the first pitch. It's in there for a strike to Govern. 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first. Struck out in the second. Top of the fourth here on a pretty nice night. We were worried about the weather all day, and it turned out to be pretty okay.
Yeah, we've had enough rain here in Butler over the last couple of weeks. Getting sick and tired of that, to be honest with you. I think we might get rain later. I'm not sure.
What do you think, Kellen?
I don't know. I heard later tonight was when the rain was going to come. So
Well, hopefully we're out of here by then with a comeback W.
That's
So
right.
We'll be
yeah.
all right. Yeah, no worries.
I just said to the comebacker right to Lapiana. He'll walk it over to first for the first out. But I just said to Kellen off air, I said, wouldn't that be something that Patrick Ferguson did the first 2 innings, or first 3, I guess, with us, and then went down later on in the game and hit a game-winning home run?
Well, yeah, that would be something. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely a possibility if we can get a couple more guys on base here. Pinch hit homer would definitely come in handy.
Well, one down. Here's Webb. He's got a pair of strikeouts here tonight in his first 2 at-bats.
Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but are there 2 players with a pink bat?
Or is it just one? Yeah.
I don't know, because last night there were 2 players swinging a pink bat, so I'm not quite sure. I kind of like it. Kind of like what Ferguson was saying previously about the mixing it up with their jersey colors. I like it.
Yeah.
Keeps things interesting.
Pitch is in there for a strike. 0-2 to Webb. He's had a rough series. Just had an abysmal night in right field last night, and has struggled at the plate. And he even got unlucky when he ran into one. Mercanja caught it in deep center field.
And
good take here.
Webb was, as you said, 0 for 3 last night at the plate. As you said, did run into one. Probably, would have been a home run basically anywhere else but here. But yeah, he's had a rough series and down 0-2 or 1-2 here. Excuse me. Well, that'll work.
Yeah, hit by pitch. Now, Spence, you're good friends with Alex. Everyone went to high school with him, right? So how fun was that for you last night to see him throw a 4-hit shutout?
Yeah, I've been coming to Blue Sox games for a few years now, and I've always kind of thought how neat it would be to have a friend on the team, and it's pretty cool to see him here because he pitched well the last time he played here, but unfortunately we got the loss. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. His family was here. And a lot of people from the Knox-Saxonburg community, so it was good to see him and good to see everybody there. It's definitely interesting. I like it a lot.
Yeah, you were listening to me back whenever you were in in 9th grade.
Yeah, I just come up in the general admission all the time. Yeah, it's a good time, but yeah, it's definitely cool. It's kind of I don't want to sound kind of like corny here, but it's it's a dream come true, I guess, in the light sense of the phrase. So I like it.
1-0 count here. Monosmith with a home run swing, but he gets nothing but air.
That's a daddy hack. We've been talking about those. I introduced Jaron to that word, that daddy hack.
I
like
He-
it.
That
yeah.
phrase.
Ferguson, he takes a lot of that. Dang it, I should have brought that
Yeah,
up
you
to
should've.
Ferguson. That word daddy hack. See his elaboration on it.
An opportunity missed.
Yeah.
Curveball low. 2-1.
It's a good way to describe that swing, though. I mean, he was more than swinging for the fences, I guess.
Yeah, he really was. He was trying to hit the light pole, I think.
Hey, you got to do that here, though. The deep outfield wall is just about everywhere.
Yeah, ball hit hard out in the left center. That'll get down, and good job by Murphy getting to it quickly, holding the runner Webb to just getting to second. 2 men on and 1 out after the Dan's 9th hit of the evening, or 10th hit of the evening, I beg your pardon.
And they've really been hitting LaPiana. A lot of it, though, hasn't been squared up. It's kind of been bleeders and flares that have dropped in. But, right now they're starting to square them up a little bit, see if LaPiana can hang a 0 for the first time, 1 pitch away from doing so with a double play.
Here's the pitch. It's outside to Broussard.
Kind of an unusual night here from LaPiana. He's typically a little bit more on his game than he is right now, so maybe he might be able to find his groove a little bit.
Yeah, even the guys who are most locked in have nights like this.
Yep. It's early, though.
Yeah, there's still a lot of baseball to go. This ball is a flare to right field, but I believe that will go foul. It will. Thank goodness. He's been burnt by them bleeders a few times here tonight.
He's been sawing guys off all night. He's working a lot of guys inside, a lot of righties inside, but somehow, as we talked about throughout the game, they're just getting them over the heads of the guys on the right side of the infield. A lot of times it's right over Maglione's head or over Meeker's head over at first base.
1-1, 1 out, and LaPiana is ready to go. Here's the pitch. It's right there for a called strike. Good location for Josh. Now, Spencer, we were talking earlier. It's unfortunate today that the West Virginia Minor Champion City Kings rigged out a doubleheader.
Yeah, it is.
And now they can't make that up.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to consider myself pretty much a little bit of a numbers guy when it comes to sports, and I have no idea. Wow, I was coming right at you here.
I was ready.
Yeah, right in your living room here, not in my protective social media suite. But yeah, no, with the no makeup of the doubleheader, that really changes how the magic number works, because you guys were saying how it goes by win percentage now. So that would be quite interesting. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that. Obviously, with the big series coming up against West Virginia, hopefully we can at least split. We can have a lot to say about that. But, yeah, I was kind of looking forward to doing a little scoreboard watching tonight. But
Yeah. That's one of the more fun things to do this time of year, other than,
winning ball games. Yeah, doing a lot of that. But, yeah, no, absolutely.
But yeah, it makes it exciting when you're in a playoff race. We're in 3.5 to the good here as the ball hit the right field. Calvin Scott racing in, and he will not get there. And they're waving the runners around. Coming in to score will be Webb. Scott gets the ball in, but not before it's a double for Broussard, and another run scored. It's now 8-2, Danville.
Yeah, and that ball kind of fisted out there. Really wasn't hit all that hard, but hitting a good spot right down that line. It was tough from our vantage point, obviously, to see what happened out there with Calvin Scott. It looked like he went to catch it at his shoe tops, might have dropped right in front of him, then got past him as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would think he would misplayed the ball. It seemed like it took a little bit of time to get the ball back into the infield.
Here's the pitch to Allman, 0 for 2, one of the few guys from the Dans that haven't reached base. In fact, he's the only guy. We say that a lot about the Blue Sox, but tonight the Dans have brought the bats. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss.
That's that changeup that Ferguson was bringing up earlier in the game that LaPiana's got to use to his advantage. And it hasn't been the changeup that they've been hitting. They've been really just bleeding his fastball out there. I mean, it's just been that type of day so far for LaPiana.
Infield in, 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's a bouncer. Good block by Webb. He's been busy back there tonight.
Sure has. That last batter, that RBI, that was kind of an example of what we were talking about earlier, Kellen, about how LaPiana's not necessarily getting, torn apart here in terms of hard hit balls, but, kind of one that almost not really a cue shot, but kind of dropped in a little bit of an unfortunate circumstance.
That's a good pitch
There we
there.
go.
Yeah, he got him. I did not think he was going to ring him up there for a second. It was kind of a delayed ring up, but we'll take it.
He's got a delayed call back there. He's done that a lot, as Justin Murphy. He calls it, then he makes it. He doesn't do it as he's calling it. It's kind of different. He steps back and then calls. It's kind of delayed, but
I wonder if there's more of a verbal call too, so that the player can hear it, but we can't. See, here we go with the pink bat again.
Oh yes, this is you're right.
Yeah.
24 low. He's 2 for 2 with that pink bat tonight. Pair of
that
singles.
might be it.
Yeah, maybe that's what we need to do. Get the Sox and pink
some
bats.
blue bats.
Or blue bats. That works
there
too.
Go.
You get some spray paint or something.
Definitely, yeah, something.
Pitch outside, ball 2. Now, Spencer, were you listening in there during the?
Oh yeah, I listen to you guys all the time. I actually thought your previous guest, Ferguson, the prospect league leader in home runs, thought he was a great guest. I actually thought it was very interesting what he was saying about the unique corners of the ballpark here.
Swing and miss. Oh, jeez. They're not getting cheated on their swing throughs.
No. Not at all.
Yeah.
That's a good 2-0 swing. By low. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Might as well take a big cut. Might as well try to add to the lead. It's already a 6-run lead.
Plus that pink bat, you never know.
Yeah. Might screw around, hit a home run or something with it.
Foul ball into the net here. And that makes the count even at 2 apiece. Runner at third is Monosmith. Runner at second, Broussard. 2 outs, 8-2 ball game. Danville scored in every inning so far. And another foul ball, high fastball. Just got a piece of it.
And Lapiana trying to climb the ladder there. And a good job by Lowe to foul that thing off. I think it might have been ball 3, but it's a tough pitch to lay off at your chest. And Lowe went after it and just got a piece.
Here's a 2-2. That's outside. Got a base open here, but you want to finish him off because
Skenesny. There
Good thing they only play here one more time this year.
Yeah, you guys have been struggling with that one all night.
Yeah.
Glad I don't have to say that.
There
it is.
Ring him up, called strike 3. To end the inning, Lowe goes down. Looking. 1 run comes in on 2 hits. No errors, and 2 men are left stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th with the Blue Sox down 8-2.
Everyone's favorite part of the week is Thursday because that means it's Thirsty Thursday. Come out to Kelly Automotive Park each Thursday to support your favorite hometown team, the Butler BlueSox, and enjoy our special concession prices, including $1 draft beers and 50-cent pops. Tickets start at just $7 and can be purchased online at butlerbluesox.net and or by phone at 724-256-9994. Let's go Blue Sox.
We're back here live in Butler in front of a sold-out crowd here tonight. Blue Sox are down 8-2, but it's a great atmosphere. We got people everywhere, and we're going to have a similar atmosphere tomorrow night.
Yeah. Well, looking at tonight, if the Blue Sox can string together maybe 2 or 3 runs in an inning, getting themselves back in the game, you kind of get the atmosphere going because Butler's ready to rock here tonight. We really haven't had much to cheer about.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate that the Dans have kind of taken the balloon and popped it here so far, but hopefully we were able to get a couple of runs, like you said, and get back into it. That's Spencer Kale, by the way. Kellen Gursky, 1 seat down from him. I'm Jaron Steele. We had Patrick Ferguson on earlier.
Dream team, some call it.
Yeah, some.
Some. We call it that. It's the only ones I know.
Webb struck out his first time up. He's at the plate. What do you call him? The Magic Maple Leaf?
Yes, I do. Yeah, from Canada.
Yeah.
So
from Canada.
Ontario.
Figured it was just kind of something that came to mind,
Yeah.
Kind
Well,
of liked it. I mean, why not? Plus, I think he's the only international person on our player on our team, right?
yeah, definitely. He's the only guy from anywhere.
Yeah.
internationally.
I mean, I think in terms of the prospect league, in terms of the lineups I've seen, there's been only maybe a handful of players that are out of country.
There's one, I can't remember who it is from
I believe
Australia, right?
Yeah, there's two
Yeah.
from Australia, and Danville has
Venezuela,
and a Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
okay,
there it is.
Okay, there was somebody
Which-
who played recently. Was Venezuela? Yeah.
He's actually a part of the United States.
Right. Yeah. So basically the same thing. He doesn't really count that much as an international, but
He does in it. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind
In
of
a
half.
sense.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
whereas Canada, you're definitely on your own.
He's not in the 48.
Right, yeah.
Or the 50, I guess.
Right,
the lower
right.
48. Pitched low ball 4. Leadoff walk for Webb. That's a good way to start it here in the 4th.
Yeah, and Butler hasn't in the 2 innings that they have scored in, the second and the third, they've gotten that leadoff man on. So that's kind of the all-important thing here. Maybe they can string a couple more together. Maglione's been hitting the ball well lately. Kirkpatrick as well, and Ben Cruz. So really, the bottom of the order here, is a real bright spot for the Blue Sox as of late.
Well, we're 31-21, and I look up and down this lineup right now, and I don't see an easy out, and that's why
No.
you got a
Right.
team that's 10 games above 500.
Right.
And we don't even have our Patrick Ferguson in the lineup tonight.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Also, Gonzalez has been hitting the
Yeah.
ball well.
Maglione's been playing well during this homestand.
Yeah.
The last
Yes,
couple
he
nights.
That at bat he had last night, Jaron. We talked about it the last time he was up when Ferg was on with us. I mean, that was probably the at bat of the year so far. I mean, it was a 10-plus pitch
Yep.
at bat, and then he comes up and it hits a 2 RBI single, I should say. Shoots it right up the middle. And a good count here for him, 2-0.
And he's in a good spot here. The at bat of the year for pitchers has to go to Wyatt Doherty twice. Once against Jet Swetland out in Champion City, where I had to get the Tums out because I was starting to get some heartburn. He was fouling off pitch after pitch with the tying run at second and the go-ahead run at first, and he finally took him up the ladder and got him to strike out. And then the other night down in West Virginia, he got the same thing, tying run at third, got 2 outs, got the strikeout to end it. Maglione's going to take a strike here. It's a good take. It was now 3-1.
Yeah, and Flower, he's really, he's given up 2 runs, but, he hasn't really been labored all that much throughout the course of this game. I mean, although that'll help.
Yeah, that's a line drive.
That's going to the wall.
Yes,
Holy
it is.
smokes.
Webb's around second. He's gonna stop at third.
Oh, he might have made it.
Yeah, that's a good move though. You don't want to
Yeah,
get the
there's
first
nobody
out
out.
at home. Maglione's got himself a double. 2 men on and nobody out. Ball smoked out into left field.
Yeah, Maglione continues his hot streak. Kind of got robbed of an RBI there almost, but definitely got a hold of it.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that ball, it was strange when it hit that grass. It curled around the line. You don't normally see that when the ball's on the ground, but it curled away from the left fielder. And then on the back end, when the left fielder, Alman, threw it in, it hit the lip where the grass turns into turf and then hopped way up in the air. That was weird, but the Blue Sox definitely in some business here with Justin Kirkpatrick coming up. He had a double the last time he came up.
Yes, he did.
Maglione hit that ball a lot further than I thought he did, too. I think that one hopped the wall.
Yeah.
Kind of a line drive.
Yeah, it was a well-hit ball. There's a pitch low. Now, if you're Flower on the mound here, you got a big lead. You got to feel pretty good, but at the same time, a couple of swings and all of a sudden it's tight again.
Yeah, definitely. And for Flower, as they say, hasn't been labored all that much. And then this inning, he starts, getting labored here. That's another late call there. It's
Tough
been
one.
that way. That's a tough one. Been that way all night, though.
Danville's had a couple go against them too, so we
Definitely.
can't
Yep.
be too upset. But we're the ones down by 6 though.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly
so I'm
right.
upset. Right.
That'll
Well,
probably get a run in.
Yeah, it's popped
Maybe
way.
not, I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's pretty far out there. Webb's going to be set. The catch is made. No throw from Colarossi, and it's now 8-3 on a RBI sacrifice fly to center field by Kirkpatrick, who's had 2 good at-bats here tonight.
Yeah, Kirkpatrick, it's a great job there. Just, not trying to do too much. Knowing full well you don't have to crush the ball by any means. Just got to get it up in the air to the outfield or, put it in play on the ground somewhere and did his job, gets another run for Butler, and they've scored in 3 consecutive innings.
Got to give Colarossi a call there, too. That's a smart play because you throw him and don't get that guy out. With Maglianone's speed out at second, he's going to take third.
And he almost did anyway because Colarossi kind of held the ball out there. He kind of waited for a second. Maglione got about 5 steps off the bag and then went back. I mean, he literally stood out there with the ball for a couple seconds and just kind of watched what was going on.
If it's a tie game, you probably don't do that. But
you're
up
right,
by
exactly.
6. Ben Carew at the plate takes a curveball low, and it's even count at 1 apiece.
And with that last play, at this point in the game, we're still relatively early, about halfway through. Kind of a smart play on both ends. Just get the ball to the outfield, get the run in, and at the same time, like you guys were saying, there's no need to force anything because you can concede a run, with the large lead. So both teams are happy with that.
Fake pickoff to second. Flower. Kind of like a 360 there.
And Maglione's getting a big lead out there. You want to score on a base hit here, obviously. Cut into that lead, cut it in half here if Maglione can get to home.
That pitch is a called strike. Makes it 1-2.
I think Maglione's an exciting player to watch. He reminds me a lot of a little bit of a Josh Harrison.
Yeah.
Because he's gotten himself into a little bit of some rundown action, and he's always active on the bases. So
bouncer hit right between the wickets, and that will allow Maglione to move to third.
Yeah, I guess the sac fly doesn't matter. I guess gets there anyways, and now this changes the at-bat for Ben Carew. He's been on a hot streak lately. He's really been able to control his swing well. He's been able to place the ball well, and now just looking to hit the ball to the right side. And a ground ball to the right side will probably score a run and, put the Blue Sox back in it.
Foul ball here. Did it look like he was trying for that late swing?
Yeah, definitely. It looks like he's trying to go that way. He's doing a good job, thus far of recognizing that. Probably would have been a strike there as well, just trying to defend himself.
And I don't come out here and join you guys. I don't have the honor very often, but it seems like left fielder is pretty far off the line. I don't know how you guys have a different vantage point, but
that's pretty normal.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
The only reason I say that is because that left field is just so expansive out there.
Okay, yeah, I was just thinking it might be another reason he's trying to push the ball out there, but
yeah, you almost need 2 center fielders here.
Yeah, you really do. That's a good job there.
That's a good AB.
Great at bat.
Absolutely. A walk will put runners on the corners with just 1 out for Tanner Murphy.
And Murphy swinging the bat well. He had a single his last time up. Got my walk-up song I picked out for him, Slow, Loud, and Bangin' playing. That's exciting. And now there's a mound visit. There was a pitcher out there warming up.
There is.
For Danville. And this is a good job by Danville, that Flower has hasn't really been labored too much. This inning he has a little bit. But, knowing that we got to, he's struggling a little bit these last 3 innings. Butler's got to him all the last 3 innings. And, it's a good move to go out and talk to him. Maybe even think about bringing in that pitcher.
You watching him throw out there?
Yes, I was just about to say that. He's
jerky.
Yeah, it's different. It almost looks like Tony Watson in a way. The way Tony Watson throws, he pauses and then in his release, it's not. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not as his is more deliberate, obviously.
That would
Watson's,
be that is a delivery that you could run on.
Yeah, he comes back and then he pauses and then throws. I don't know. It's interesting.
So. I don't have a number on that fellow out there, but he is right.
I believe it was 33.
30.
I believe, maybe.
33 is left-handed, so that wouldn't be him. Maybe 35.
35 could
Possible.
be 35.
Alex Griggs.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, both smoked the left field. 1 run's in. Carew's around second. He's going for 3 now. He's coming home. Murphy stops at second with a 2-run double. It's 8-5.
And Murphy absolutely smoked that ball down the left field line. You knew it as soon as he hit it that was going to the wall. And gets 2 runs on the board. The great speed by Carew allowed him to get from first to home on that. And Blue Sox still in business. Got a guy out at second base, and now they're going to make a pitching change.
Yep, that's going to be it for Flower. And, possibly 34 coming in.
34.
That look
he
correct?
fooled all of us.
Yeah, it is a 4,
He did fool all of us. It's Gabriel Sotomayor who's going to come in. That's a Puerto Rican that we were talking about from Garabo, Puerto Rico. Freshman at the University of Kansas. We'll get some numbers on Gabriel here in a second.
This inning is kind of. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
This inning was kind of what we were talking about before this inning started. About if we could string a couple hits together, get something going. 8-5. This pitching change almost kind of in a sense works as a timeout, if you will, because sellout crowd was getting kind of loud there, and this might come in and slow things down. Hopefully not, but we'll see.
So Sotomayor, as I said, goes to the University of Kansas. 6'3", 170-pound right-hander. He has appeared in 8 games, 2 starts, 10 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 9 walks, 5 hits, a 9 ERA. Has had a bit of a struggle this summer. His last outing was July 26th in Chillicothe. He won an inning, gave up 3 runs, all of them earned on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So, but before that, his previous 3 outings were all scoreless outings of an inning of relief. So
hopefully we'll catch him at a good time.
Yeah, so Butler, he has faced them once. He went a third of an inning, allowed 2 runs on 2 walks. So it faced 5 batters, so he must have hit some guys too in the process.
Yeah. The one thing that I will say about Mayor is that it's probably not going to be an easy matchup for any of these guys because he hides the ball so well.
He does.
You can't see it until it's on top of you. He's got that herky-jerky motion that we were talking about, but you don't see that ball until it's basically on top of you, until it's leaving his hand to get to you. And that can be tough sometimes. You don't get a full view of the ball, and, it's probably not an easy pitch to pick up either.
3 1/3 innings for Flower, 7 hits allowed. He's allowed 5 runs to this point. Obviously, you have to wait on the runner at second to close his book.
See if I'm not quite sure we have on second there, but see if he might try to steal third.
It's Murphy.
Because we were talking about that slow delivery, be a good chance to maybe sneak in there, get yourself in position, score on a sac fly, tighten things up here.
2 walks and 3 strikeouts for Flower. Pitch low to Gulikowski, who's got a hit here tonight. Singled in the first inning.
Broke him out of an 0-for-21 slump. Did Gulikowski. K'd his last at bat, but he's trying to make some noise here in the 4th.
Check of the runner at second. Here's the pitch. That's a good curveball in there for a strike. If you can locate that, that's a nasty pitch.
Yeah. Definitely. And Gulikowski was froze there, looking fastball, got curveball. Although, if it's a sharp breaker. That's one that looks almost 12-6 right in the middle of the zone.
The 1-1. Fastball, swing and a miss.
Took a cut at that one.
Gulikowski a little behind there, but, now 1-2, if you're Mayor, you could probably do what you want here. You got that nice curveball we've seen, and you got him to swing through a fastball.
Ooh, took him outside. Did not get the call, though.
That's a good take. Good take. Might have been a little bit close, but, hey, it worked out, so we'll give him credit for a good take.
That's right. 2-2 delivery upcoming from Sotomayor.
Tell you what, that herky-jerky delivery, for some reason, doesn't quite, maybe I'm used to it already, it doesn't quite seem it's as delayed as now that he's pitching on the mound.
Whoa, my, a ball airmailed to the backstop. Murphy moves to third. Holy cow.
Yeah, I would say that slipped out of his hand. It might have been a curveball that he just straight up lost. I don't know. But that'll make it a full count, and now Gulikowski's job gets a little easier here.
3-2, infield will go back. And fastball gets Gulikowski for the second out. But now Calvin Scott will have an opportunity at him.
Calvin Scott's reached base both times he's been up tonight, once on a fielder choice and another time on an RBI single. So there's a good spot here for Calvin. He's getting locked back in. That was a nice piece of hitting he had back in the 3rd inning. See if he can come through here in the 4th.
Here's the pitch. That's a good pitch for a called strike. He thought it was a little bit high, but I thought it was in the zone.
Yeah, Calvin's pretty big guy. I mean, that was right around thigh high, belt high. That's probably a strike.
Ball popped up on the infield. Sotomayor can't see it, but Lowe does, and he catches it in foul territory for the final out. But the good news here, Butler gets 3 back on 2 hits, no errors, and leave 1 on base. So we got a ball game again here. It's Danville 8, Butler 5 as we go to the 5th.
Everyone's favorite part of the week is Thursday because that means it's Thirsty Thursday. Come out to Kelly Automotive Park each Thursday to support your favorite hometown team, the Butler BlueSox, and enjoy our special concession prices, including $1 draft beers and 50-cent pops. Tickets start at just $7 and can be purchased online at butlerbluesox.net and or by phone at 724-256-9994. Let's go Blue Sox.
Back here with Spencer Kill and Kellen Gursky, Butler BlueSox trailing the Danville Dans 8-5 as we play the top of the 5th. But Butler is got 3 in the last half, and we're right back in it. I'm just joking with you off air. I feel like we're on Sunday Night Baseball here with the 3-man crew, but I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are as well. And I hope everybody listening is too.
This is kind of like the Prospect League version of the ESPN Sunday Night in the Seats, or what, I'm not quite sure what they call that.
We're basically out in the crowd.
Yeah.
That's a good call. Connor Coward's on the hill now for the Blue Sox. He'll replace Josh Lapiana, who had a tough night. We'll just call it what it was. 4 innings, 8 runs, all of them earned on 11 hits, 2 walks. And somehow he got 7 strikeouts out of that. So he K'd a bunch of guys, but he just had a lot of bleeders that went into the outfield and kind of made it a rough night. Connor Coward gets a fastball, a bit outside.
Whoa. It's a good pitch.
Yeah.
The catcher, right?
Yes.
Skenesny. I'll just chime in. I'll just give you the last name, Jaron. So you
foul tip here. Yeah,
I'll
say Mark. And
I'll say Skenesny.
We can finish we can do that one together.
All right.
That might be the hardest name in the Prospect League.
If you wouldn't, Webb is one for Danville too. You would never know that said Webb. It's spelled W-E-B-R-E.
Swing and a miss.
Oh wow,
here.
okay.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, also, you remember there was a reliever for the Cardinals a few years ago, and his name spelled similar to that. It was like Repchimsky.
Oh yeah.
Alphabet. There's another bleeder into right field for a base hit. The Danville Dans have lived going the other way here tonight, and they do it again here in the top of the 5th. We're still looking to put a 0 on the board for them tonight.
Yeah, they've scored in every inning thus far. It's normally not a good formula to win. If you can't let them score every inning, but they honestly have done a great job tonight as Danville of just putting the ball in play. They're not trying to kill the ball by any stretch of the imagination. They're sticking the bat out. They're putting it in play. Bleeders can help you out too, and that's what it's done tonight. That last one, they hit a little more sharp than a lot of the bleeders have.
Pitch is
another good pitch.
Bit outside. This is Wells Cooley. That's another great name.
Yeah, that's a fun one. I like that one. Definitely interesting.
We got a Monosmith here, a Webb, a Govern. It's a great baseball name lineup. Ball hit to left field and sinking, coming in and diving to make The catch is Tanner Murphy in left field for the first out. Oh, takes one away.
Yeah, that's a big one right there.
Fantastic effort out there by Tanner Murphy. That's a ball that if you dive and miss, that ball might roll to the wall. Had a lot of top spin on it. And Murphy laying out full extension, making a great play. And that's one, if you're Connor Coward, you look back at him, you tip your cap because that's a huge out. Now one pitch away from getting out of the inning and hanging up the first 0 of the day for Danville.
Yep, back to the top of the order, and Chris Colarossi throw over to first before the first pitch. Colarossi walked in the first and scored a run, had an RBI single in the second, and struck out in the third. So he's batting for the 4th time in the 5th inning.
And is that a foul tip?
I don't believe so. It was a wild pitch, but he swung through it, so the runner will take second.
I was going to say, if we can ever put up a 0 here in an inning, this would be the time to do it because we just, strung together a few runs. So, keep the momentum going here. Hopefully, double plays out of the question for right now, at least a traditional one. So, see if we can still get out of this.
It's weird to see that on a swing through. The ball go to the
Wild pitch.
Yeah, that's why I thought he fouled it off.
Here's the 0-1. Ooh,
Wow.
my, he's getting squeezed here a little bit, I think. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, Coward's living. I mean, he always is right around the plate as Connor Coward. Even when he's, even when he doesn't throw a strike, it's normally right around it. He gives himself a chance. That's for sure. Every pitch he throws is close, and he's done that so far in his short outing here.
He said he lives around the plate. He's thrown 28 innings. He's only walked 5 guys. Ground ball to third.
Ooh.
Parks looks the runner back to second, and then throws to first for the out. And that's a good one because not only do they not move the runner up, but they get the big second out.
Yeah, it was a huge out by Pavin Parks there. It wasn't an easy play by any stretch. He had to go to his left a little bit to make that play, and then had the wherewithal not only to know, okay, I got to get this guy out at first. He looked that runner back because he was going a little bit there was Skinesny, and he looked him back and had a nice accurate on-the-run throw.
Govern with the ball hit the right field, and underneath it is Calvin Scott, and he's got it for the 3rd out.
There's that scoreless inning we were looking for.
Absolutely. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Butler down 8-5.
It's time for each and every one of us to face a very troubling fact. There exists a significant heroin and opioid epidemic in not only Butler County, but elsewhere across the country. I'm Rich Goldinger, the District Attorney of Butler County. This is my backyard and yours too. Together, we can work to eradicate the high-level drug dealers that supply these drugs to those using them. Heroin and opioid abuse does not discriminate. Users come from all economic backgrounds, are male and female, and may be teenagers or middle-aged adults. With your help and in conjunction with the Butler County Drug Task Force and the Pennsylvania Office of Attorney General, we can target those dealers who bring this poison into our county. Please report any suspicious activity to your local law enforcement agency, the Pennsylvania State Police, or to my office. This is our ballpark. This is our county. This is our backyard. Let's all say, not in my backyard. Please enjoy tonight's Blue Sox game.
Ready to go here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. We'll have the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up, Meeker, Parks, and Webb. Butler down 8-5, but they've been clawing their way back into it. It was 8-2,
I believe.
Yeah, 8-2 at one point. It was actually 5-0 after 2 innings. 5-1, I should say. But
the bottom of the lineup has done a lot of the production tonight, so this might be actually the good 3 hitters to have up here for this inning.
well, Meeker fouls the first pitch out of the stadium. Crowd tonight, over 1,400.
Yeah. Is that pretty close to a sellout, right? If not a sellout.
It is a sellout plus standing room.
Okay, even better. Yeah.
It's the 3rd largest crowd we've ever had here.
Wow. Hey, that's what happens when you win games. People like to come out.
Here's the 0-1 pitch upstairs. Yeah, evens kind of one apiece. Flag blowing straight out the center, but not really that much wind going on here, which is a good thing because there's rain all around us. Called strike, and it's 1-2. Not around us as far as at the park, but within like 15, 20 miles.
Yeah, there's a big black cloud over us right now. Well, not over us exactly, but right in our vicinity.
Seems to be moving, though. We should be all right.
Ooh, Meeker strikes out for the first out here in the 5th.
Now batting number 13, the third baseman, David Park.
James will be the probable for tomorrow night's game against West Virginia.
Wonder if, well, I guess I was going to say it's not a doubleheader. That game, the one game he pitched in, he then played third base, which you never really see before. I was going to say, I wonder if he'd do that again, if he'd probably get hit for himself, I would guess. One DH probably would be what Meeker would do tomorrow.
Pavin Parks
Ooh, that hit him?
is
I guess not.
Guess not, yeah.
came close to hitting him.
Definitely, yeah.
It's just a ball, though.
I'm surprised, sometimes, you might want to do a little gamesmanship there, trailing in the game.
Grab your
start
foot, do a
hopping
dance.
around.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
the other night, Switalski got hit by a pitch. They wouldn't let him take first base.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that definitely hit him. It went across, his chest or something like that. Ball went straight down and wasn't allowed to go to first.
A lot of umpires, it's kind of a discretion kind of thing, whether you move out of the way of the ball or not. You have to kind of make an attempt. And a lot of guys, they don't call it. I mean, if it's going to hit you and you don't move, it hits you, you take your base. But there are some umpires that, feel that you can make an attempt or at least turn your back. That's what I always did when you just move your shoulder a little bit. That's your attempt. You don't got to do anything fancy.
Ball popped up on the infield, way up into the dark clouds. And having trouble with it is the shortstop Cooley, but he does find it, and there's 2 away. That was way up there.
Yeah, that was up there. We'll see if Butler can get a little 2-out rally going. You hang the first 0 up for Danville there in the top of the inning. Right now you don't want to have a 0 of your own. You want to keep that momentum going. Butler scored in the last 3 innings. You want to try to keep that stretch going.
Here's the pitch to Webb. He checks and takes a called strike. Christian tonight is 0 for 1, walked and scored in the 4th.
Yeah, Magic Maple Leaf, just another night of production from him, Always nice to see. He always seems to come through when we need him, so hopefully he can reach base here.
And Christian, Jaron, you and I have talked about this, that Cody mentioned in the office one night that they were working with Christian to get his swing down. And ever since then, he's really been hitting the ball well. And then he takes a strike there he didn't agree with, but he's been hitting the ball a lot better. He's been getting on base a lot more lately, raised his average. At one point I think it was in the top 4 or 5 of the team. Getting a start tonight and reached base once and scored a run.
Here's the 1-2, a foul ball.
Look
out.
Oh!
What a play.
What a catch up there.
Wow. I'll clap for that. My goodness, that's not an easy play. He just put his hands up. I guess it was either catch it or get hit in the face, one of the two.
No glove either. That was bare hand.
Bare hands.
2-hand bare hand.
Yeah, that was solid.
Sign him up.
Might need him come playoff time if we're
might.
so fortunate.
1-2. Foul ball again. He tried to
almost.
duplicate it.
I was going to say, here it comes again. Oh, that guy made a nice play, too, but he
Try to throw that back in.
Kid tried to throw it back.
It's like Wrigley.
or PNC Park throwing it in the river.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball back to the foul, throwing a foul ball back.
Yeah.
And that's a new
He
one.
was ready to chuck
He
it.
was.
Over the net, too. Wow.
Maybe he was at the kids' clinic earlier.
He
today.
might have been.
Maybe pitch high. 2-2 now.
Oh, man.
Can't tell you I've seen that one before. Jeez.
Not here.
Yeah,
I've never
absolutely.
seen that. He was going to chuck it right into the net.
Good thing somebody stopped.
His dad grabbed it from him. Oh.
2-2, and Webb strikes out the end the inning. Good inning from Sotomayor on the mound. As the Blue Sox go down 1-2-3, we'll head to the 6th. It's 8-5 Danville. Stephen Mercanjo will take over on the hill for the Blue Sox here in the 6th inning. Coward goes 1 scoreless of relief. Mercanjo will get some numbers on Stephen here this summer. He's been a two-way player. This will be his 7th appearance on the mound, all in relief. 13 2/3 innings. Has allowed 14 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts, a 3.95 earned run average. So not too bad for a two-way player out of the pen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, getting the job done when he's called upon. You know, nothing stellar, but it's keeping his team in the game. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, and here, this is probably the biggest spot that Mercanjo has been in this year. You know, the Blue Sox have cut what was a 6-run lead to a 3-run lead, got themselves back in the game, and we'll see if Mercanjo can keep them at bay.
Tough challenger facing one of those pink bats. Start things
right.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, Webb, he's 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in the 4th and then came around to score, but he also has 2 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1. Chopper to shortstop. Kirkpatrick's there. Throw to first. We'll get him.
Nice play.
That's a nice throw across there. That's kind of in the hole a little bit. Kind of a nice throw.
Yeah, it was in the hole, and Kirkpatrick had to go a little ways to get it, but he uncorked a missile to get him there, to get Webb, and that'll make the crowd unhappy. Webb was the strikeout man of the game, so no Big Macs tonight.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, it looks like I'm going hungry for the next couple of days.
Well, I'll tell you who's happy, though, is the people that work the drive-thru at McDonald's.
Yes.
1,500
Yes.
people here tonight.
That's right.
That would be miserable.
Yeah, that'd be a Mick headache, if you will.
That's good stuff, Spence.
Speaking of a headache, this Monosmith guy, he's 3 for 3 tonight, has been a thorn in the side of the Blue Sox, 3 RBI as well. He's in a 1-1 count here.
Yep, and yeah, you got to get Monosmith out here. He's been the catalyst in this lineup that's kept them going. And that's a good start there.
Yeah, good chopper. Got it ahead of him now.
Yep. And Mercanjo, he's obviously a different pitcher than Lapiana or Coward. Doesn't throw as hard, but he's an effective guy. He pitches to contact a lot. You're not going to see him strike out a ton of guys, but sometimes that can be just as effective. Look out!
Oh, jeez, that's
high heat.
Yeah.
Ooh. Get off of the plate, I guess.
Right.
My goodness.
High and tight.
Yes.
Yeah. Also with Mercanjo, a little bit smaller than the other guys, so might change the release point a little bit in terms of the batter's eye, know, where they're looking, type of deal.
Yeah, he's listed at 5'7", and he's
that seems
about right.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's where he's at. I interviewed him on the field when he hit that home run a couple weeks ago, and he was definitely the shortest guy I've interviewed this year.
I'm sure.
Here's another 2-2 offering from Stephen. It's outside.
I think we might be starting to get some raindrops here.
I think so.
Like
yeah, we are.
People are looking up at the sky.
Yeah, you can see it in the lights.
The patrons seem to be going back to cover.
Well, there ain't much room up there, GA tonight.
Right, yeah, but we'll see. There's a pop-up.
That should stay in play. It will. And making the catch is Webb with Park up his back for the second out.
I thought Pavin was going to run him over. He was coming in, and Christian Webb doing a good job of getting that ball. You don't really see many balls pop straight up that stay in here at Kelly Automotive Park. I mean, I can say that in Westminster at our field, the backstop is honestly probably about the same length as Kelly Automotive's is, and you don't see it a whole lot.
Yeah, that one was almost straight up. I mean,
it was
standing right in front of the batter's box.
Just doing a little preventative maintenance here.
Yeah, hey, always smart. Never a bad idea.
At the plate is Broussard. He is 2 for 3, but he'll chop to third. Waiting on his Parks. Throw overs. Whoa, and it comes out of the mitt of Meeker, so that will probably be.
I was going to say
probably a hit.
It probably will be a hit because the only reason
it was close.
It was going to be close, and Pavin kind of waited on that hopper. He didn't come get it.
That's why he had to throw.
And that's why he had to uncork it. Yeah. And Meeker had to go and get. Although I think they did give him an error there.
Butler has one error already, so.
Oh, maybe not. Okay.
Yeah,
I think the throw beat him though, so I'm thinking that might be an error.
I believe they gave it a single because the Blue Sox had an error on pickoff.
Okay.
Or no, what was it earlier?
I don't think we have an error.
Wasn't didn't they on a stolen base attempt?
Yeah.
Thrown in the center.
Maybe.
Real early, like first inning.
I'm actually not seeing one of my scores.
Yeah, I don't have one either, which is why I thought maybe that was.
It is an error. It's
He's 6.
5.
Or
he's
5.
playing third base.
Used to having Paven playing short.
So that's the only error tonight.
That is the only error.
Okay.
And now Allman is in a 1-1 count. Make that 2-1.
Starting to cool off here a little bit.
You can tell it's rained somewhere close.
Yeah, definitely starting to feel it.
How about that? An umbrella hat down there. That guy came prepared.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, he definitely checked the radar beforehand. That's a knowledgeable
Look
fan.
out.
Wow.
Again, general mission over there. Got to be alert.
Yeah, it's the place to be. It's lit. It's lit over there.
I don't know if that's lit or not, having a line drive coming at you.
They're throwing a lot of slaps over there.
Yeah, that ball's slapping over there. I tell you what.
Oh my God. I'm happy everyone's all right over there. That ball wasn't missed by any means.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Allman goes down, no runs, no hits, an error, and a man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 8-5 Danville.
Everyone's favorite part of the week is Thursday because that means it's Thirsty Thursday. Come out to Kelly Automotive Park each Thursday to support your favorite hometown team, the Butler BlueSox, and enjoy our special concession prices, including $1 draft beers and 50-cent pops. Tickets start at just $7 and can be purchased online at butlerbluesox.net and or by phone at 724-256-9994. Let's go Blue Sox.
Damian Maglione leading it off here in the bottom of the 6th. It's Danville leading 8-5. Maglione doubled his last time up. He's had 2 good at-bats. Sacrifice fly to center the first time, and then, of course, the double and then the run scored.
Yeah, hopefully you can get things going here and get on base, get some runners going.
Yeah, and Mags is the guy to do it.
Right, yeah, you need 3. So it's not a bunch, but you need a couple base runners, so he's the guy you want up there.
Takes the low and away from the strange animal out there, Mr. Gabriel Sotomayor. He's got one of the wackiest releases I've seen this summer.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good pitch, though,
Yeah,
right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice curveball. We've seen that a couple times, and I think that's his pitch. And if he's got that curveball working, he's going to be tough to hit. It's a tough pitch to pick up because, like we were talking about, he hides the ball so well with his delivery that you don't know that thing's coming.
Then he comes back with that thing, that huge fastball that Maglione couldn't hold up on.
Yeah, that's tough right there.
So he seems to have figured it out a little bit.
Looks like it, yeah.
Because his numbers were not that great coming into tonight. Although I did say he had time call here. 3 out of his last 4 outings he had not given up a run.
Mm-hmm.
So
ERA was kind of high.
yeah,
though, right?
9.
Yeah.
That's a small sample size, though. He'd only pitched 10 innings.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. But I mean, just in terms of, there's only been, 1 or 2 guys on base, and not even really much opportunity to get some runs.
Here's the 1-2. Maglione fouls it straight back. He's locked in at the plate.
Yep. Yeah, he's been the guy that has made the offense go. I mean, he's normally in that 7 hole. He was there last night and had probably the best at bat of the year in terms of the Blue Sox.
Then you can come back and tell us about it.
Okay, all right. Oh, okay, I'll
Looks like Spencer's going to leave and go do some Zorb ball action.
Yeah, it looks like it.
We'll get. He said he'll be back. There's
there
a
you
ball.
go, Mags.
Yeah, the
Hanging
shallow
up, though.
center. It will get down, and now it gets by Colarossi. It goes all the way to the warning track. Maglione's around second, and he's in the third with a triple.
Wow. That's the way to get things started for Maglione. That ball had some heck of a tail on it. It looked like he got jammed a little bit. It was slicing away from the center fielder and then took a nice bounce for him, and it rolled all the way to the warning track. I thought for a second there that ball was going to scoot way past him and roll almost more dead center, in which case Maglione could have been running for a while, but we'll take a triple, that's for sure.
Yeah, now Kirkpatrick at the plate. He's had 2 good at-bats as well, a double and a sac fly. He swings through the first pitch.
And Kirkpatrick, little late swing there. I think he's realizing that he's got to hit this ball to the right side, get a run in. And it's a big run out there at third base. Cuts the lead to 2, and that's big.
He runs outside. One count. Here's the pitch. To chopper right back to Sotomayor, so this will not get the run in. Throw over. It's wide of the bag, and Kirkpatrick is safe. An error on the pitcher.
You know what I think that was, honestly? I think it was the time he took to look back Maglione. Maglione wasn't going to go on that. Let's be honest here. I mean, he wasn't going to go. He maybe took 2 steps off that bag. And the pitcher got it, and he pulled it out of his glove to throw it. Then he looked at Maglione. Then he looked back, and you got to credit Kirkpatrick there. He was busting it down the line. And a good job of getting to first base. Now, no outs, runners at first and third.
Yep. Ben Carew at the plate. Walked and scored his last time up. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Throw down, fake throw, and Kirkpatrick will just take second. We'll take that.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't want to throw because they thought that Maglione was going to come home.
Yep.
So, yeah, take the stolen base.
Yeah, definitely.
Now the infield will probably play in on the corners, I would guess.
Yeah.
They're in line with the bag at least.
Yeah, definitely. Third baseman's almost where the green turf is. I almost said grass. Obviously not grass.
Carew takes outside 2-0.
Yeah, and you know, this is exactly what Butler needed to do. They really hadn't had anybody on base against Sotomayor really at all. And now you get some guys on, and you'll see, you know, what kind of pitcher he is, you know, with guys on base.
Chase Nix is going out to the bullpen. Called strike there.
On a curveball, 2-0. I've said it before. I'll say it again. That's why I have trust issues.
Yeah, that's right. Because you're sitting there thinking, that fastball's coming, and then he drops that curveball in
unbelievable.
on you. Here's the 2-1. Bouncer, and Maglione's coming home. He will score, and moving up to third is Kirkpatrick. It's now 8-6 Danville. Wild pitch brings home a run, and the fans are getting into it.
Oh, yeah, fans are getting loud here at Kelly Automotive Park. And, you know, this is so far been quite the comeback by the Blue Sox. Maglione, I mean, very heads up there, knowing as soon as that ball went up in the air, he was scoring. He went full tilt, and now make it a one-run game. Runners 90 feet away.
Carew takes ball 4, runners on the corners with nobody out, and now they got to get Chase Nix heated up pretty quick because it looks like Sotomayor is leaking a little bit of oil out there.
Yeah, I agree with you, and they're gonna buy him some time out there. They're gonna go out and talk to Sotomayor, and you know, this is a good mound visit because they can talk about what they want to do first and third. Obviously, you know, what they did the last time obviously didn't work. You know, you try to get the guy out at you don't even make a throw, and then it's a stolen base, and now that runner gets to third on a wild pitch. So maybe you'll see a different idea here from Danville. I don't know.
Well, what started out tonight is a game that we thought might be one that we were going to have a hard time with going down as many runs as we did early. All of a sudden, it's become quite the game, and now it's raining. It's raining pretty hard, too. Well, we we can't delay this thing now.
No.
We got momentum. And Tanner Murphy at the plate. The RBI double last time. He does that again. This thing might be tied.
Maybe, yeah. With good speed at first base, and Ben Crew, he scored on a double from first base the last time he was up.
Here's a pitch. Murphy almost got hit by it. Runner takes off.
We're going to let him take it again.
Will steal second. He got a great jump on Sotomayor, and we talked about that earlier, Kelly.
Yeah, we
about
did.
his motion would be susceptible to the stolen base, and that's what it has been.
No.
Oh, Murphy.
Big cut.
Yeah, he wanted that one.
I thought you said it was raining hard. It is raining a little harder than it was, that's for sure.
It's still not raining hard enough to delay the game, though.
No, I agree.
What was the number?
Oh, I don't know. If you want to ask, go ahead into the press, or into that good way, and the last door there's a press box. That's where they call it. Yep. All right, back to live action. Somebody wanted a 50-50 number, a foul ball there. You got to help the fans when you're in the audience.
Yeah. Got to help them out. Big pitch here, both for Sotomayor and for Tanner Murphy. 1-2 count on Murph, and he's got to try to just put this ball in play. He's got 2 hits to his credit tonight.
Here it is. Fastball. That's right there for
man.
called strike 3, and that's the first out.
Now batting number 22.
That's tough there.
Yeah.
That was he wasn't looking fastball,
No.
I'll tell you that.
Ladies and
He was
gentlemen,
looking
that $95 number is
something off speed there, and he just didn't get it. He got a fastball about knee high, and he knew it. As soon as it went by, he let a good one go, and
Now batting number 22.
you just kind of you look for something different, you don't get it. That's how it goes sometimes.
That was a good pitch. That's all you got to tip your cap to Sotomayor on that one.
It's almost interesting that he did go to that fastball. That curveball has worked so well.
Yeah, Golikowski swings and misses at that curveball. Pitch called for a ball. Called a ball, I should say. 1-1. 1 out. And runners on second and third. Golikowski, the ball fouled off here. Hard hit, but he's got to straighten it out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to say that one might have had a chance of hitting a car, and Sotomayor is calling Skanesny out to talk. I don't exactly, 1-2, just probably trying to go over, hey, what are we doing here? And the rain's starting to come down a little harder now as you look at it.
I would go with that curveball this time.
I would too.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming out to the
I
Butler
wouldn't
Bronco Credit
go back to
Union
the
507
fastball because I personally think that
Automotive Park.
that Golikowski's a good fastball hitter. I really do. I
And
think
ladies
that
and gentlemen,
he can hit that
it's
fastball well.
time to get loud.
Well, you heard Jay. If you're at home, get loud. 1-2 count. Sotomayor's pitch is high. Good fastball. Good location, too. That's one that you'll see guys chase a lot. The rain's starting to pick up now.
It's kind of weird though. The rain.
It's like a mist.
It looks like a hard mist. It's not pouring by any stretch, but it's just misting. I guess if that's how you say that.
That pitch is also way outside. I'm wondering if he's having a hard time gripping the ball, though.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of wetness on that thing. That makes it tough, especially for a guy who at times has showed that he has control, and other times he's shown that the ball's kind of going all over the place. And, he gets the fastball by Golikowski here for the second out. A huge second out, a huge strikeout. With the tying runs sitting at second, we're going to have to move back here. So bear with us for a second. I'll try to keep talking as we do this. Because it's coming down pretty hard now. And this is delay type stuff here.
Yeah.
So we'll sit down so these people behind us can see. Bouncer in. Ball is called to Calvin Scott. Now we're way back here, so it's hard to see anything down the first base line. So I apologize for that if we have a hard time. But this is going to go into a delay here at the end of the inning.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
It is raining cats and dogs.
Yeah, it is. Coming down good now.
The ball fouled off. If we could tie this game, that'd be something.
Yeah, it would.
We're one pitch away from doing it. It's Calvin Scott at the plate. If he can find a gap.
Even a single.
A single with Carew speed at second probably ties this ball game up. As long as it leaves the infield, of course.
Exactly, yeah. It's got to leave the infield. Can't be an infield. An infield single would inch us closer as well.
Here's the pitch. It's way high. Good job by Skinesny.
There it is.
Boy, he had to jump way up there
he
to
did.
get that.
That could have been another pass ball that allowed a run to score. I mean, you look at Kirkpatrick. He's stolen a base already. He's not slow by any means, and could have been a big run there.
2-1 delivery upcoming from Sotomayor, who's got to keep that ball dry.
Somehow.
Yeah, that's high. Well, 3-1. We're going to have to stand because I can't see anything. Oh, never mind. We've got some people moving around
There
here.
we go.
3-1 count. Here's the pitch. It's ball 4, and Calvin Scott will head down to first to load the bases. In a torrential. Hey, this is a good time to play Johns because it's a torrential downpour here.
Let's see if Jay will say just when you thought it's safe to get in the water, you did that last.
Well, we're going in a mound visit here, and we're going to have a pitching change in the middle of a rainstorm.
That's smart.
This is smart. That's it for Sotomayor. Is going to try to go get a towel and get dry.
Yeah.
And Chase Nix will come out. That is very smart managing.
Yes.
Not only is Sotomayor struggling, but at this time you can buy some more time. Maybe you get a crack of thunder, some lightning, something that has to delay the game, and then it rains all night. All of a sudden you got yourself a win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because they don't come back here again this year, so we couldn't resume this.
No.
Chase Nix against James Meeker will be the battle here. A lefty-lefty matchup.
The rain is so weird, though.
It is weird.
Like, it's raining hard.
Yeah, you can see it coming off the top of the stadium. You can't at home, but we can.
It's weird, though. It
almost looks like snow.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It looks just like snow. Like, if you're looking at underneath the lights, it looks just like that. It looks just like snow.
So Sotomayor goes 1 2/3 innings. And we'll get the rest. He's responsible for the 2 runners on, of course. 2 1/3 innings. I've got that backwards. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He allowed just 1 hit. And now Chase Nix is the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Danville Dans. We saw him a night ago.
BlueSox fans, we got bases loaded. It's time to get loud.
So Nix on the summer, making his 23rd appearance, 28 2/3 innings, 16 hits, 11 runs, 7 of them earned, 20 walks, 41 strikeouts, a 1-1 record with a 2.19 earned run average. Time called after a pitch was in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. And now this could be the ball game right here.
It very well could be. Meeker, he's got to try to extend this at bat. Just put a ball in play.
Here's the 0-2. That's away, and a good block again from Skinesny. He did a good job there because that ball gets by. I guarantee they're going to try to steal a run there.
Yes, 100%.
And steal third, because then the next time that happens, you get another run. The ball popped foul down the left field line. Racing after it and not going to get it is the left fielder, Allman.
That's great hustle out
there.
Yeah,
it is, especially on wet grass.
Yes, I mean, throwing caution to the wind there. He's going full tilt, and knowing that if he makes that catch,
he ain't stopping.
No,
no, he's going into the wall.
He makes that catch. A, he's going in the wall. B, you might steal a win.
Yeah,
you never
absolutely. 1-2 count. Chase Nix delivers a pitch outside. The Danville Dans wanted it.
Yeah,
they didn't get it.
The whole dugout was up on that fence there.
They know what's going on here.
They know what's going on. They know how big this is at the moment.
2-2 delivery outside, full count.
Whew. And now the runners are going to be off with the pitch.
Yes, absolutely they
Full
are.
count, 2 outs. Meeker hits a ball in a gap. We could be looking at a huge.
This is nuts. Here's the 3-2. Meeker fouls it straight back.
Oh, man. And now the rain's coming down even harder.
Yeah, it ain't slowing up.
No.
I haven't been able to look at a radar, but
yeah.
I don't think it's promising.
No, I don't think so either. And that's what makes this so exciting. So exciting, so huge. Ball 4.
Ball 4. And now it's 8-7 as Meeker will come home on it, or go to first, and coming home is Kirkpatrick on an RBI walk. And this is insanity.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. I've never seen this before. And now catcher's going to go out and talk to the pitcher, and here we go. It's more.
It's coming down, and it ain't slowing down. Okay, now we're in the 5th row of general admission.
Yeah.
And scorebooks are getting wet. Laptops getting shut.
Yeah.
This is good stuff.
It's time to get live.
Everything else is undercover. I'm not worried about
Yeah,
this.
right. Well, let's see what Pavin can do here.
Yes, sir. He takes a called strike.
That looked like the same pitches that he was calling balls a second ago. That's what Danville's contesting out there. I saw the dugout.
Yeah, they wanted strike 3
they
10
did.
minutes ago. There's 0-2.
Man.
Now, let's see what happens here. This is something else. 8-7. We think this is the ball game here.
I think
we
it might
tie
be.
it. I have no idea what they're going to do.
No idea. Yeah, we wait it out. That's all you can do.
Here's the pitch. Parks takes outside low.
And catcher back there, Skinesny, he looked like he had a little trouble with that. I don't know. He tried to reach for it. If that ball gets passed, you know they're trying to score that run, and that's a given.
Absolutely.
And Pavin Parks now with a huge opportunity. He's just got to cut his swing down, try to put this ball in play.
Here's the 1-2 outside again and low. That wasn't anywhere near the strike zone.
No
No complaints.
Yeah, an easy one to lay off there for Pavin. He knows that he's got to extend this at bat, and I think everybody knows what's going on here. And Pavin Parks knows it as well. He could be the last batter of this ball game. If he gets a hit here, it changes.
Could very well turn into a walk-off situation. And he hits the ball well down the left field line. Oh, my goodness, racing after it, 100 mile an hour, but not able to get to it out there is the third baseman, Broussard.
And Allman out there and left. I thought that ball was going to hang up enough for him to get that ball. And Pavin Parks kind of breathing a sigh of relief there. I thought that ball was going to hang up. I'm sure Pavin had that in the back of his head too.
Yeah.
But now it extends the at-bat, extends the inning, extends the game.
Still 2-2 here. Extends the more time they get soaked out there. Oh, that pitch almost hit him, but he's able to get out of the way. Full count here. Oh,
and now the runner's going to be off again.
Yes, they are. Yep. Cody's giving him the signal. He's soaked. He wants to score runs.
Yeah,
He's been out there for a while.
He is soaked. His
drenched.
maroon jersey is like brown now.
That's a line drive foul down the left field line, but Cody is imploring them out there.
That's good.
I
That's a
can't
good piece of hitting.
I can't see Forbes, but I'm sure he's doing the same thing.
Yeah, Forbes, I'm sure, is animated. We can't see him, obviously, but that's a great job there by Pavin Parks. I don't know if that's strike 3. I'm not sure.
Late swing.
He's trying to slap it down the line. And look at how they're playing Pavin Parks.
They're paving it short.
They're playing him very shallow and left.
If that ball, they know. Everybody knows what's going on.
If he gets it over top the shortstop, 3 runs might score.
Here's the pitch. Check swing, ball 4. They say no, he did not go around. We got a tie ball game in the monsoon. How about that?
Baby.
How about this?
How often do you see something like this? I'm going to go with never. This is incredible. What an at-bat there by Pavin Parks. He knew that pitch was high. He almost pulled the trigger at it. He did not swing, I can tell you that. He moved his hands, but that bat didn't move off his shoulder. And now Christian Webb coming up here.
They're tied at 8. Unbelievable. Pitch.
High.
High for ball one. Chase Nix can't believe it. They don't got anybody warming out
No,
there.
they know
Nor
full
could
well.
anybody actually throw in this weather.
No, there's no way. You can't go out there and throw right now.
Here's the pitch. It is
gonna be a strike.
called strike. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and now Christian Webb in a big spot here. 8-8 is the ball game now, and a couple RBI walks in the same inning. How often do you say that?
Not very often. No, big cut and a miss. It's now 1-2. If Webb can get a base hit here, we won't have to stay out here much longer, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either. That ball there goes off of that little cage, or not cage, the netting, and missed, flew off of it. That just tells you how hard it's coming down and how long it's been coming down.
Yeah, it's been coming down for a while. Pitch outside. This is the same scenario we've
I was
had.
about to say, yeah, it's the same exact thing that happened with Pavement Parks. He was 0-2, worked a great at bat, and and then he gets rewarded for it with an RBI walk.
James Meeker, same
Yeah.
thing. Check swing, pitch
didn't go.
inside, ball 3, and there's nowhere to put him. If he walks another run in, I will. This is insanity.
And here we go.
There's 3 straight walks here, and here's the payoff pitch coming up again. Here it is. It's high ball for the Blue Sox lead 9-8. Oh my! 4 straight walks in a monsoon conditions. I feel so bad for Nix. And now the umpire is getting yelled at by Eric Coleman as he comes out of the dugout. This is it. This is crazy stuff.
Yeah, and that's the only way to say it. 4 straight walks. 4 straight walks, and crazy is the only way to put it, Jaron. Really, this is incredible. I've never seen anything like this in conditions like this. Nonetheless,
Blue Sox bat around here too. This is the 10th man to come to the plate.
Yeah. Maglione.
Maglione. He started this thing off when it was still bright out.
Yeah, and it's pitch black outside now.
Yeah.
And Maglione here, he's the guy that has been locked in at the plate lately. He's got a triple and a double to his credit so far, and a sac fly RBI. He's locked in. If there's anybody you want up at the plate right now, it's Damian Maglione.
How's your scorecard look?
It's a little wet.
It's a little damp.
A little damp. I'm trying to keep it away from
you
the
got
rain.
the worst of it.
I did, honestly.
Maglione takes ball 1.
Could you imagine?
For Nix, he just can't. It's so hard to throw strikes in this weather.
It
I
is.
feel so bad for him. I really do.
And
my heart goes out to him.
Yeah, I feel you. Could you imagine if he walks 5 in a row?
Here's pitch. That's a called strike. Eric Coleman gave the umpire all kinds of guff.
Yeah,
on the way out.
Rightly
so.
Rightfully so. I agree. Those pitches are close, and you'd think in a game like this that would be called strike. You would think, and most umpires realize, okay, conditions are bad, might not let up, might want to just call it, but he didn't, And
Maglione, broken bat flare. That should end the inning. Making the catch out there is Broussard, and now we'll wait and see. We're going to have to head inside. So we're going to tear down and go inside because things are getting wet here, and I can't have that.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the what inning? What the heck inning are we going into? 7th?
Yeah, I think so. We're going to have Zorb ball in the rain. This should be interesting.
Oh, yeah. So 7th inning. We'll be back. Blue Sox lead 9-8. All right, we're back. And it's not raining inside, at least. My goodness. That was awful out there. But, well, we got 2 outs here, 3-2 count. And the Blue Sox are heading 9-8 after 4 consecutive walks in a downpour last inning. I'm interested, Kellen, to see if they're just giving Danville one more chance to bat before they
that would be my guess.
start bagging this thing.
Yeah, and the home plate umpire, he's let a lot of the field conditions just kind of go. And
just got a warning. That's a good thing.
Someone did, yeah.
Oh, flash flood warning. Good deal. We'll be stuck here again tonight like last time.
Yeah, oh, God, I hope not. I hope not. But there it is. There's another one going
Hey, how
off.
about that?
Look
So
out.
this is real live stuff here.
Yeah.
We got alerts on phones.
We got another walk.
We got a walk. That's so tough. Mercange is out there now, and he's having probably the same issues that the Knicks had last inning.
And fortunately enough for Mercange, he was able to get a double play. He's already got 2 outs in the inning. That's definitely a plus. If he didn't do that, I don't know where they would be at the moment.
Called strike to Colarossi, leadoff hitter.
I mean, this is I've never seen anything like this. I know we said that earlier when we were out there when it wasn't raining as hard and when it wasn't a monsoon. This is
a deluge.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. And, and there's going to be a lot of unhappy people if that third out's made in Danville. And I know their coach is angry, obviously, with how that last inning went. But, I mean, my goodness, the things you see at a baseball game, it's incredible.
Here's the 1-1. That's outside. Pretty much at this point, Kellen, it's fastball, changeup.
Yeah,
that's all you got.
There's not going to be any breaking pitches really at all. I mean, that was what hurt the Knicks in the last inning was that he couldn't throw his breaking ball and couldn't locate his fastball, and it's when it's raining like that, that's basically all she wrote.
Here's the 2-1. That's a broken bat flare.
No,
look out! Look!
It's not broken.
It's not. He just lost it. It looked like he lost. Well, he's yelling at the umpire now, and it looks like the umpires are telling everybody to go off the field.
They are, yeah.
I believe, and Eric Coleman is he might have a beef here. They have 2 outs.
Yeah.
This is insanity. He is giving it to the umpires as they leave the field.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah,
I mean, really.
It's been a strange last inning to say the least, and the umpires are now arguing with the Danville coaches. Our coaches are also arguing. Eric Coleman's coming back out to do some arguing.
I mean, this is nuts. I mean,
it is. This has been a weird night. We've had 3 broadcasters for most of the game. Spence went down to the Zorba. I didn't get a chance to see how he did because he pulling everything in here.
I don't know.
Well, he's
wet now.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
We are going to have a delay, and so we'll take a break here, and we'll update you as we learn more. Right now, the Blue Sox are ahead 9-8 with 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
Everyone's favorite part of the week is Thursday because that means it's Thirsty Thursday. Come out to Kelly Automotive Park each Thursday to support your favorite hometown team, the Butler BlueSox, and enjoy our special concession prices, including $1 draft beers and 50-cent pops. Tickets start at just $7 and can be purchased online at butlerbluesox.net and or by phone at 724-256-9994. Let's go Blue Sox.